We're live.
We are live today.
So I'm fixing to go in YouTube, y'all, and get this link so that I can copy it and we can share the screen.
Oh, Stormy, have fun out in the world. I had to run out for 5 minutes today, and that was enough for me.
She didn't
I'm
want
back.
to do that.
I did not want to do that. Nope. But I had to feed the kid, you know. She does need food once in a while.
Yeah.
That was a joke. So anybody. Okay, Stormy, I will. You're good. You did good. Kane and Trisha, Heather would be the only other one, I think, that we usually drop links for.
All right, y'all, give me 1 second. I'm trying to get the link. Save this. Thank you. Okay.
Oh, what do we think is going to happen today? I wish we'd get the truth. I just don't think we're gonna.
Oh, they're live already. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah,
On time?
I tried to tell you that.
Okay, hang on, y'all. Give me 1 second. They're never on time. What the hell?
Well, it says court will resume shortly. It hasn't not on
Oh,
my
okay. So they're not on time. We're good. All right, y'all, hang on. I'm making this thing. I always tell y'all to hang on, but I mean, I'm here. I'm just clicking things. That's all. I don't know why I say hang on. Because I'm an idiot. I'm not sure.
Hi, Angie. Oh. There it is. Not on the screen, but
okay. Oh, I'm a dummy. That's why.
I think you got to present it now.
Yep.
There we are.
All right, let me fix it over here, y'all.
Hi, Aquarius. Come on, Court, come on. Let's get this ball going.
I took us off the screen, but you can still talk. They can still hear us, you know.
Yep, we're good.
I mean, I guess I could put us back up there right now since how they're not doing that. I just want to make sure everybody can see everything. And y'all, I will move our chat right here. I do it right here. Sometimes it's easier for other people to see if they have bad eyes or it needs to be brighter. But when the court's on, I will move it from streaming on the, in the thing right there.
Yep. So reports are.
Don't forget to hit like Christy stuff. I mean, I don't care how many people's in my chat. Hit like on mine too, but like Christy stuff, we're trying to get her watch hours and stuff up. So make sure that you're commenting and hitting like, and if y'all come to mine, just do the like thing, but stay in Christy's because that way I'm fixing to go in hers too because I don't know. I think that does help her watch hours. I'm not really sure, but it helps her algorithm stuff anyway. So more people see it. So I just mute her stuff and go in there. Oh, knock everything over.
Family first. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I've got to refresh this. I forgot because this thing won't do it automatically.
I can't tell you how much.
If anybody sees it go, or if y'all see something where it goes live, tell me. I'm going to refresh it every few minutes, but I don't want to make everybody dizzy.
No, I keep checking. I have it on mine too right now. I was waiting for it to click on so then I can click it off. Make sure it don't come on. But rumor has it, I guess Brian Enton tweeted that the G family has showed up and Steve walked the family in the courthouse, but he turned around and left. He said he couldn't be in there for that.
Angie, you're in Christie's.
Yes, I think you're in mine.
It took me a minute. Sorry, Angie. I was trying to I had to think about how to do it. My brain.
No, you sure she's in mine? Let me see.
Yeah, she's in yours.
No, I don't see her in mine.
Well, then I don't see her. Wait, well, she got to be.
I say Jeff just showed up in mine. Swamp, thank you. Hi guys. Hi Jeff. Hi Stormy. Thank you for posting it. Yeah, no, she's in yours.
Well, maybe she is, but why is it not showing up? That's crazy. But y'all, my thing does that sometimes. I can't tell. So sometimes it don't even tell me I have people. I don't think nobody's in my thing, and there'll be people in there. I'm like, oh well.
Yeah. I just
Hey
want
Jeff. Hey Kiki. Hey Aquarius. Y'all, I'm slow. Clearly, Stormy. Did I miss anybody? Anybody else I missed? Hey. Oh, let me refresh this. Why can't they just make their thing work like everybody else's, where we don't have to do this?
Nope. Nothing on my part yet.
And y'all, this is going to be there's a court document that says it's a plea change of plea or whatever, because Christy's found the court document today. It come out, I think, today. Did it come out today, Christy?
I don't know. Like, I was driving and I looked down and my phone was on and it was on that document. It was the weirdest thing. And then when I clicked out and went to the main page, there was two, and I just clicked on that one. So it had to have just come out either today or last night.
Yeah, I'm sure it was about the media, y'all. I'm just not pulling it up because it's not. The main thing we wanted to verify was it was a change of plea. Now that still does not mean that he's gonna sign. Like, I don't know how this works, so I can't say yes or no. I'm not gonna say he's not guilty of anything. I do think he has some kind of knowledge, but knowledge don't get you life without. I mean, just forever. It's, I still think there's guilty people that's not going to be in jail.
Yep. Yeah.
And if he cannot tell us, y'all, I'm sure the judge, because Steve G and them are upset, and I do think, and people that think Bryan's guilty should still be upset with the prosecution, because they've not done these families correct at all. Like, they've disrespected the kids and the families, in my opinion. So, but the thing is, if Bryan cannot tell us why he did it, or if he tries to stumble over, he was jealous, all that stuff, I don't know. I'm just saying, there are people that will, if Bryan's family's being threatened, then, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that Bryan would plead to keep his family safe. I'm not saying that's what it is. He could be very well, I mean, I don't know. It's just real weird. The timing's weird. Everything's weird about it, and it don't feel right. So that's all I can go with. My gut doesn't feel right. Christy's hasn't either.
No.
And Christy is like me. She thinks that she's always had this in the back of her head that he had some knowledge, there was something, but it's never been that Bryan went in this house by himself and just did this. So, I mean,
no. Like,
again, what do I know? But I'm just saying.
Yeah. That's how I feel. I don't know either, but my gut always said to me that, he was part of this some way, somehow.
The Dylan stuff don't make sense. Like,
yeah,
none of it makes sense.
Yeah. So. There's just more to the story that I feel that we're not getting.
And I do believe that somebody was in there orchestrating that. I don't think that Dylan and Bethany were actually free to call anybody over there, at least for a little bit. I don't think that they were. No. I really don't. And I don't think it would have been safe for them to. And if that's the case, then no, I don't blame them, because they know what just happened to them. And if they're still being threatened, then no, I don't blame them, because that's scary. So.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks I just don't like Dylan. No, because I've always advocated for, what if she knows what they did to 4 people. Okay. That's scary, and it's not right. And to the people doing that, if they're doing that to her, I hope karma comes back and bites them, because that's awful.
Always great to see you.
Yep.
Who's talking?
AR, sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I just didn't know what was going on, bro. That scared the shit out of me. I was like, what is going on? And where did this man come from that I don't know where the hell he is?
No, you know me. there I am with my modding. I had to go mod and say hi and tell everybody to hit the like.
Superhero Christy here with her links and her modding. I'm not jealous at all. I'm really not, Christy.
Hey, Danger Zone. So I seen he was live, so I better hurry up and go say hi.
Tell him I said hi, but I cannot keep up with all that. I will be done shut everything down. So just tell him that
Yeah.
I'm attempting not to screw everything up today. Hey, Kane.
Hey, gang.
I didn't know we were streaming. I was informed by Chris. I asked her, was we streaming? She's like, yes. I was like, okay, well, thank you for that information. I just needed to know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I figured we were because she's been very hell-bent on this case. In fact, she was up later than she usually was last night sending me messages. And she called me. She called me today. Called me. Like, I don't think y'all understand the significance of her calling me. So I was like, what is going on? Did somebody steal her phone?
I called you, and then I hung up, and I even called Lucy, and she didn't answer.
Oh my God.
And I've never called her before.
Well, Lucy is having herself a poor Twiz, God knows.
You're okay, Angie. It hasn't started yet. We're good.
Oh, let me match the refresh button. I wish they would fix it. It's 2025, court people. Y'all should have an auto refresh.
Yeah. Nope. Nah, come on. Yeah,
Kane, I forgot to tell you. Oh God, why did Lucy mention me in a post an hour ago? I get scared to look at some of these. Let me pray. Jesus. Okay. Kane, I'm making you a shirt. Like, I can't tell. I'm so excited. I thought about when I was. I'm going to tell you this. It means nothing. Like, I thought that while I was in the shower today, and I know somebody's going to say something stupid, but I do all my thinking when I'm in the shower. Like, that's just what happens. Okay. So,
it's a cute idea. I like the idea. So
I'm so excited. Like, I am so excited that I don't know. So even if you don't like it, lie to me, and I don't tell you to lie, but lie to me, because if you don't, it's gonna break my little picking heart, really, because I am so excited. Like, I'm so excited.
I am too.
Yeah. Oh, and I can't say that online. Christy, you have to send me that.
Oh no, send you what?
The picture.
Oh, yes. I'll go look at that now.
I forgot. We got to doing everything else. I sat here and shuffled cards for like an hour because I didn't want. I made Christy go to the back room with me, stand behind the scene things, because I wasn't pulling cards without her. Because if I had to know, she had to know.
Yeah, we know now.
Well, I mean, we know. I don't know. Well, I mean, yeah,
Well, an idea.
Well, yeah, There's still more cards I haven't pulled yet because I don't know if I want to know.
Yeah. Oh, you know that me switching phones might be a problem for that item, but I know where it's at, so I can still.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Because if we don't, I would like that's a fucking like it'd be an underground operation that I don't even think I can do. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, y'all, let me refresh this stupid thing.
Why
are they always late?
I don't know. And they're allowed to be. But if we were late to a hearing, oh my goodness, we'd be in so much trouble.
Oh, y'all, I had all kind of windows open right here. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to find.
What do you mean? What was I going to tell you? I can't tell you. It's a surprise.
Yep, you got to wait.
I'm making you something. Like I'm making you something that you can sell. That sounds, but I mean, really, everything I'm telling you is not. I'm making you something you can sell. That could be taken 15,000 different ways.
Yeah. That's funny.
I have to show you. You know, I'm all about show you. Oh, well, shut up, Jenny. I know that didn't help it. Oh, God, that didn't help it either. Well, fuck. For fuck's sake, who cares?
My phone.
Yes, give me your phone. Think what you want to think. I
I
don't
don't
know.
understand every fucking app that I have on there.
Well, I hope everybody don't mind
And
hearing the
it's
word fuck, but
Yeah,
they don't because I
I
say
don't
it. I know me neither.
Sorry.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Fuck is my favorite word, so it's just one of those things that happens.
It comes
I've
up.
had one person say something to me. She said something about 3 times. I said, well, why do you keep coming to my stream? Because I say fuck all the time.
Yeah. Danger Zone, you're welcome. And you gotta understand my morning. This is why I was calling Trisha and Heather and freaking out. I received more body cam that I think everybody needs to see because it is so clear what I did get of it. And the other part of it, I can't download. There's a few body cams that I've gotten, and for some reason it will not download. So I got on with support for 3 hours this morning. They got into my laptop. They downloaded all these players and these format things, and I still can't get the videos. And I am so mad. So as this was going, me and Trisha, I got an email and I do need to call them. They actually asked me to call them, which they never do that. So I'm going to have to call and try to find out if I can get them sent a different way. But I will say I have the last about 20 seconds of Banfield, and it's clear. It's not what I've seen online. It's not, I don't see the blurriness. I mean, you can ask Trisha. I sent her it, and that was me filming, sending it to her. And, it wasn't as clear as I was seeing it. And even like she said, you could see the car in front of them, the car behind them. And it was the very end when they were giving the last kid his fine, said goodbye, and then they walked to their car. That's the only part that I can get to download. The rest of Banfield I cannot get, and I'm trying. So I hope to get more out for you guys, but it's getting frustrating at this point. And I just think it's kind of crazy just how clear the part I did get. I mean, I hate to post a 20-second video, but I might do it just so you can see what I'm talking about with it. It's clear. So, and I would love to see the full body cam for that. But I'm trying. I got some more ideas out there too. So, yes, I did the VLC player. They did a Windows Media, went into my programs and did something, and then there was one other player she tried to put in too. So, thank you, Jeff. Thank you. I just like to put stuff out there that I know is not edited. I know I didn't do anything with it. And if you all know me enough and watch me when I try to go live, I don't think I could edit something and fake it if I wanted to. I'm lucky to get my lives running right now. So they're how I receive them. And I just, there's a lot of things I think we see that we didn't see before. And I got ones that, aren't redacted. And I don't know, thought we should see them. And anything. Yep. Yeah, I like doing it. I don't mind doing it. I mean, it does take up a lot of time, a lot of emailing, a lot of frustration because then they play dumb and act like they don't know what you're talking about. And honestly, I think they're trying to not give me the Banfield because why would I get everything from, I'd get the files, but then I only get the ending. Made no sense. Oh, here we go. Let's go. As Zan, let's do this.
It did auto refresh. Huh.
Yep. I'm muting. Go full screen, Trisha. That's exactly what I was doing, Jeff. That's why I was putting it out.
All right, this is CR 0124316665. Defendant is present in custody with counsel, Miss.
So he's not mumbling today? Wow.
Pardon me, Miss Taylor, Miss Massoff, and Miss Barlow. The state's present with Mr. Thompson, Mr. Horowitz, Miss Jennings, and
Look at how many's in there.
Well, am I miss anybody? I'm sorry.
Miss Allen is here as well.
Miss
Your
Allen
Honor.
is here as well. Very well, thank you. All right, we are here today to entertain a change of plea. Before I start, I want to address some issues of concern.
I think I gotta throw up.
First, I appreciate everybody in attendance today being on their best behavior. Please, no outbursts or demonstrations. Any such conduct will result in immediate removal.
Does he sound
and,
happy
may
today?
result in an inability to attend further court proceedings in this case. I want to point out that there have been calls by some for the public to contact me and my office in an attempt to influence my decision-making in this case. This has been extraordinarily disruptive for court staff and the ability for them to get work done, not only in this case, but in other cases where defendants are entitled to have their cases processed, and frankly, as important, if not more so, for victims to have their cases processed in those cases. It's also highly inappropriate. A court is not supposed to, and this court will never, take into account public sentiment in making an opinion regarding its judicial decisions in cases. Courts should, and I always will, make decisions based on where the facts and the law lead me, period. I have not read any of the numerous messages nor listened to any of the numerous voicemails that have been sent to me and my staff. Those have all been forwarded to security and, where appropriate, to law enforcement. I ask that you not continue to mount such campaigns or to send me information like this, because again, it is not appropriate and frankly not something I would take into account when deciding a matter in a case like this. I also want people to understand some very basic concepts about the ideas of separation of powers, what the court's duties are, and what the duties and the rights of the executive, or in this case, the prosecuting attorney, is. The executive, the elected prosecutor, is the sole authority in deciding what charges to pursue, including whether, as well as what penalties to ask for, and what penalties to pursue, including the death penalty. This court cannot require the prosecutor to seek the death penalty, nor would it be appropriate for this court to attempt to do that. This court, in considering a plea agreement, if it were to reject this plea agreement, cannot force the state to seek the death penalty. My role and power in considering a plea agreement is extremely limited. My role is to ensure that the defendant's plea is given freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. If those things are met, I can only reject a plea, such as the one in this case, where I'm not being asked to agree to the sentence in advance. If I can only reject it, for example, if the defendant does not meet or admit to all of the elements of the crime. That is, I can ensure what is called a factual basis to the plea. Finally, I want to offer my apologies to all the families including the victims' families, the families of the defendant, for the short notice for today's hearing, and I'm sure what must have been the hurried efforts to get here. I, like most everyone else, learned of this plea agreement Monday afternoon and had no inkling of it beforehand. Prior to that time, I was under the belief that this case was proceeding to trial, as had been indicated, and my staff and I were busy continuing to work on preparations to have potentially 10,000 citizens of Ada County come to jury duty starting in mid-July, with the questionnaire process in mid-July. It was, once I learned of the defendant's decision to change his plea in this case, it was important that I take the plea as soon as possible because of the extraordinary administrative efforts that were otherwise attendant to the process of this, getting this trial potentially underway on time, and including the significant process of bringing, again, potentially up to 10,000 jurors to come in and fill out juror questionnaires prior to the beginning of the voir dire process. And so it was important that we, if we're going to go down this road, do so expeditiously so that we can avoid those costs and expenses associated with that. Otherwise, if it was not going to result in a plea, or if for some reason the plea were to fall through today, that we could continue diligently towards trial at the time specified. And so that obviously required that we act quickly. And so some folks may have not had the amount of time that we would otherwise allow for them to travel here. And so again, I apologize for that. I want to make people aware that during the hearing, if you are to leave the courtroom for any reason, you will not be readmitted during the hearing. Also, when we finish the hearing this morning, I ask that the public and media wait in their seats until the victims' families and the defendants' families and others are escorted out of the courtroom before you start to leave. Finally, I want to acknowledge the trial
Is
court
Brian's
administrator
parents there,
and her
y'all? I
staff,
can't see
the Ada
good.
County Sheriff, and the Ada County 4th District Marshal Service for the huge lift that they've accomplished in preparing for and orchestrating this hearing today, as well as to all the security attendant today that you see, and some of whom many of whom you don't see, with less than 48 hours notice. And so I appreciate the hard work that they've been doing. Frankly, some of them while they were on some vacation prior to the trial starting and had to call that short. And so I appreciate very much their professionalism and dedication. All right. That said, let's move to the business of today. I understand the state and the defense have reached a plea agreement in this case. For the record, I have a written plea agreement which indicates in sum, the defendant will plead guilty to all 5 counts in the indictment: burglary, felony, and first-degree murder, 4 counts. The state and the defendant stipulate, that is, that the defense is not free to argue for a lesser sentence at sentencing, to the following. The defendant on the burglary charge will be sentenced to 10 years fixed, and that the defendant on counts 2 through 5, the 4 counts of first-degree homicide, on each count would receive a fixed life sentence, all 5 of those counts to run consecutive to one another. Defendant, as part of the plea agreement, waives his right to appeal, as well as his right to appeal the sentence and his right to seek leniency or reconsideration of the sentence under Idaho Criminal Rule 35. This is not a Rule 11 agreement, meaning the court is not bound by the plea agreement, and could impose a different lawful sentence at sentencing. The stipulated agreement between the parties is the maximum on each count. So theoretically, the only thing the court could do would be a lesser sentence at sentencing. But the defendant is not free to ask the court to do so under the plea agreement. Are there any other material terms of the plea agreement that the parties would like to make? Obviously, the plea agreement, the written plea agreement will speak for itself and be part of the court record.
Not from the state, Your Honor. Thank you.
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, very well. All right. Ms. Taylor, have you had sufficient time to discuss this case and all of its ramifications with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Have you discussed fully with him his rights, defenses, and possible consequences to him of the guilty plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you been able to do all the discovery you feel necessary?
Yes, Your Honor.
And have you informed your client of the importance of providing the court truthful and accurate answers in taking this plea today?
I have.
Have you apprised your client of any and all offers and counter offers and answered his questions about those?
Yes,
Do you consent to the entry of the plea today?
I do.
All right, Mr. Kohberger, I need to ask you some questions this afternoon, or I guess it's this morning still. I do this to ensure that so that I am assured that you understand the nature of the charges to which I understand you're going to plead guilty, as well as the possible consequences to you of your guilty pleas. I want to make sure your plea is given voluntarily, and I want to make sure that you actually committed the crimes to which you're pleading guilty, because I don't want you to plead guilty to a crime you didn't commit. If you attempt to plead guilty today, but for some reason I don't accept your plea, then it is possible that your statements today could be used against you later at trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, thank you. And now, while you're standing, actually, why don't you take the oath from the clerk?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give in the matter not being before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, and Mr. Kohberg, just to make it easier, you don't need to stand when you speak to me. I appreciate the sign of respect, but for convenience, you can remain seated, all right? Before I start asking you questions today, have you consumed substantive questions? Let me ask you, have you consumed any alcohol, drug, or other intoxicating substance that would impair your ability to understand or exercise reasonable judgment?
No.
You feel like you are thinking clearly today?
Yes.
All right, I want you to understand what the possible penalties are for each of the crimes to which I understand you're going to offer a guilty plea today. They include, on count one, the burglary, a fine of up to $50,000 and a period of incarceration of up to 10 years in the state penitentiary. You may be required to pay restitution to any victims of the crime. Count 2, 3, 4, and 5 for first-degree murder. The consequences include a fine of up to $50,000, a period of incarceration of life imprisonment, which is a requirement of a sentence, that it be a life sentence with a mandatory minimum sentence of at least 10 years on each of those counts. In addition, you would be potentially responsible for a fine of up to $5,000 to each of the victims of your crime to be enforced in the form of a civil judgment to operate as additional punishment. This is in excess of any restitution or fines that the court could order. And again, you may be required to pay restitution to the victims of the crime. You would be required to provide, as to counts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, a DNA sample and a right thumbprint impression, and potentially pay for analysis of those samples. You would lose any right to possess, purchase, or carry a firearm, the right to serve on jury duty, the right to hold public office, and the right to vote. Do you understand the charges and all those possible consequences?
Yes.
You've heard the plea agreement that I talked about today. Do you agree with that plea agreement?
Yes.
And do you understand the nature of the charges that you've been charged with that I understand you're going to plead guilty today to?
Yes.
As as I indicated, I'm not bound by the plea agreement, but the plea agreement is for the maximum on each count. Do you understand that I'm not bound by the plea agreement?
Yes.
Has anyone promised you that I would be lenient or easy on you if you pled guilty?
No.
Has anyone threatened you or anyone close to you to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Is anyone other than the state's agreements with respect to the plea agreement, has anyone promised you anything in exchange for your plea agreement?
No.
Has anyone told you to be untruthful in answering my questions today?
No.
Has anyone offered you a reward of any kind other than the plea agreement in order to get you to plead guilty today?
No.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
And counsel, obviously there have been a number of motions filed to suppress evidence in this case. Other than those filed, are there any other motions that you felt were available with respect to Rule 12?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Kohberger, you understand that by entering the guilty plea in this case, you would be giving up your right to appeal any decision this court made, as well as your sentence.
Yes.
Have you had enough time to decide whether or not to plead guilty?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Given your choices, do you believe it's in your best interest to plead guilty?
Yes.
Have you discussed fully the matter of pleading guilty with your attorney, and are you satisfied with the advice you've received?
Yes.
Has your attorney advised you to your satisfaction about what your rights are, what your defenses may be, and what the possible consequences to you of your guilty plea are?
Yes.
Has your attorney done everything you've asked them to do?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with their representation of you?
Yes.
I have received a written guilty plea advisory questionnaire that is purported to be filled out by you. Did you fill that document out?
Yes.
Did you understand the questions that you answered in this document?
Yes.
And are the answers that are outlined in this document your answers?
Yes.
Are those answers truthful?
Yes.
Did you sign the document?
Yes.
And this document outlines many of the rights that you have in this case. Should you not plead guilty, did you understand those rights?
Yes.
They include a right to a jury trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
They include a right to the presumption of innocence. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have the right to require the state to prove your guilt as to each element beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand that?
Yes.
They include a right to confront your accusers and cross-examine witnesses presented by the state, including by utilizing the subpoena power of the court to accomplish that. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You understand you would have a privilege against self-incrimination and a right to remain silent, meaning you would not be compelled to testify if you did not wish to, had you not pled guilty.
Yes.
You understand you're giving up that privilege and those rights that I've just outlined by pleading guilty.
Yes.
All right, I want you to understand what the state would have had to have proven at trial had you, to the crimes that you're pleading guilty to, had you, if you didn't plead guilty. Let me find the document. Hang on a second here. All right. So as to count one burglary, the state would have to have proven that on or about November 13, 2022 in Latah County, Idaho, you unlawfully entered a residence located at 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho, with the intent to commit the felony crime of murder. As to count 2, the state would have had to have proven that on or about that same date in Latah County, Idaho, you did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and malice aforethought, kill and murder Madison Mogen, a human being, by stabbing Madison Mogen, from which she died. As to count 3, the state would have had to have proven that on that same date in Latah County, at that same address, you did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and malice aforethought, kill and murder Kaylee Gonzalez, a human being, by stabbing her, from which she died. As to count 4, the state would have had to have proven that on or about that same date in Latah County, Idaho, you did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and malice aforethought, kill and murder Xana Kernodle, a human being, by stabbing her, from which she died. And then as to count 5, also murder in the first degree, that on or about November 13th, 2022, in Latah County, Idaho, you did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and malice aforethought, kill and murder Ethan Chapin, a human being, by stabbing him, from which he died. Do you understand those things the state would have had to have proven?
Yes.
And do you understand that by pleading guilty, the state no longer has to prove those things because you're admitting those things are true?
Yes.
I want to also make for the record, the defendant has provided with the guilty plea advisory form a document entitled Written Factual Basis that purports to have the defendant's signature dated 1 July 2025. Did you sign that document?
Yes.
And did you agree with the written factual basis that is included there?
Yes.
And then let me ask you, did you, on November 13th, 2022, enter the residence at 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho, with the intent to commit the felony crime of murder?
Yes.
Did you, on November 13th, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, kill and murder Madison Mogen, a human being?
Yes.
And did you do that willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, and with premeditation and malice aforethought?
Yes.
Did you, on or about that same date in Moscow, Idaho, kill and murder Kaylee Gonzalez, a human being?
Yes.
And did you do that willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, and with premeditation and malice aforethought?
Yes.
And did you, on that same date in Moscow, Idaho, kill and murder Xana Kernodle, a human being?
Yes.
And did you do that willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and malice aforethought?
Yes.
And then on or about November 13th, 2022, again in Latah County, Idaho, did you kill and murder Ethan Chapin, a human being?
Yes.
Did you do that willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation and malice aforethought?
Yes.
I would ask the state at this time to provide its recitation of its factual basis had this case gone to trial.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the organization of the recitation is different than what I think the court and the public may be familiar with.
Do we have to hear this man talk? I cannot.
The state's evidence as an overview would show that back in March of 2022, when the defendant was residing at his parents' residence or was residing back in Pennsylvania, his home state, he purchased online a K-bar knife and sheath with an Amazon gift card that he had purchased shortly prior to the purchase of the knife, sheath, and sharpener. Jumping ahead, the end of June of that year, the defendant, Mr. Kohberger, moved from Pennsylvania to Pullman, Washington, which is right across the state line from Moscow, Idaho, for the purpose of pursuing a PhD in criminal justice at Washington State University. The state's evidence would indicate that beginning July 9th of 2022, Mr. Kohberger's phone began connecting to a cell tower that serves the area of the 1122 King Road residence in Moscow, Idaho. Now, I will acknowledge for the court and all present that there are many residences in that area. It's a dense population of mostly college-related occupants. Between July 9th of 2022 and November 7th, the defendant's phone connected to that particular tower during late night, early morning hours, 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. on approximately 23 times. Now, I will acknowledge also, we do not have evidence that the defendant had direct contact with 1122 or with residents of 1122, but we can put his phone in that area on those times. In the interim, on August 22nd of 2022, Lake Tahoe County Sheriff's Deputy Darren Duke conducted a traffic stop in the early morning hour or late evening hours, about 11 p.m. On the west side of Moscow on the Moscow-Pullman Road. This was a traffic stop of Mr. Kohberger's car, which turned out to be a 2015 white Hyundai Elantra with Pennsylvania plates. During the course of the traffic stop, Deputy Duke was able to obtain Mr. Kohberger's name, Bryan Kohberger, his phone number, and his address, which at that point was an apartment address in Pullman. We then move to the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022. The state's evidence would show that early morning hours on that day, Mr. Kohberger's phone left his Pullman residence, which is an apartment in kind of the central northwest part of Pullman. That phone was then subsequently turned off at approximately 2:54 a.m. and remained off until approximately 4:48 a.m. on Sunday, the 13th of November. The state's evidence would include a trial, video surveillance of a business on the Moscow-Pullman Highway, just across the state line from Moscow. It would show a vehicle matching the description of the defendant's Hyundai Elantra entering Moscow at approximately 3:02 a.m. Compiled surveillance that the investigators put together from businesses and residents then show the defendant's car, the white Elantra, as I've described, circling the 1122 King Road area, that neighborhood, starting around 3:30 or so in the morning. Comes into the immediate area of 1122 King Road, which is actually on a dead end, and then leaves several times. And approximately 4:05 that morning, the defense car had entered that area, was leaving, stopped at the intersection of King and Queen Road, did a U-turn, and the state's evidence would show that the defendant's car came back and parked behind and above the 1122 King Road residence. The state believes that its evidence would then show that the defendant entered the residence of 1122 through the kitchen sliding door on the back side of the residence, which is the side of the residence that would face the area above where the defendant's car was parked. Defendant entered the residence, went to the third floor, and with a knife, killed Madison Mogan and Caitlin Gonzalez. The defendant, as he left that room, for whatever reason, ended up leaving, or the sheath for a K-bar knife was left on the bed next to Madison Mogan's body. And I can jump ahead. That sheath was tested by the Idaho State Police Forensic Lab, and single source male DNA was found on the snap of that sheath, as well as blood from both Kaylee and Madison and other trace evidence. But it's important to note single source male DNA was on the snap of that sheath. The state's evidence would show that Xana Knodel was still awake at this time. In fact, had taken a DoorDash order not long before this started. Her room was not on the third floor. It was on the second floor on the west side. As the defendant was either coming down the stairs or leaving, he encountered Xana, and he ended up killing her, also with a large knife. Ethan Chapin, Xana's boyfriend, was asleep in their bedroom, in her bedroom, and the defendant killed him as well with a large fixed blade knife. Each victim suffered multiple wounds. I will state for the record that there is no evidence there was any sexual component or sexual assault on any of the victims. I want to make that clear so there's no speculation. There were two other roommates in the house, and they were already asleep. During the course of this, one of those roommates awoke, looked out her door not knowing what was going on, and saw the defendant, who was dressed in black with a black balaclava on, holding some sort of container in his hand. And she saw him leave the house through the direction of the kitchen where that sliding door is that I mentioned before. At approximately 4:20 that morning, so this would have been 15 minutes or so later, defendant's car is seen on a surveillance camera for 1112 King Road, which is immediately next door to the west of 1122, leaving the area at a high rate of speed. And if the court were to see that, or anybody in this courtroom would see that, you can see the car almost loses control as it makes the corner, heads north, and then turns to go south on Walinta, which is one of the only ways to get out of that part of town. The evidence would show that following that, the defendant in his Elantra drove south of Moscow. We know that he drove on the back roads because there are surveillance cameras on the main highways, Highway 95, that would have picked up the defendant's car if he'd gone that route. And they did not show the defendant's car on that route during the time. So we know that he went through a variety of back roads in very rural, isolated part of Latah County. About 4:48 that morning, defendant's phone comes back on. And the evidence will show that that phone was located south of Moscow, likely at a side road intersection with Highway 95. From there, the defendant's phone activity tracks heading back north towards Pullman, Washington, where the defendant lived. About 5:26, starting approximately 5:26, various surveillance cameras in Pullman, Washington pick up the defendant's vehicle as he enters Pullman from the south and heads north and slightly west towards his apartment, where he arrived at approximately 5:30 in the morning. Later that morning, Sunday, the 13th of November of 2022, Mr. Kohberger's phone returned to the area of King Road. We don't know exactly what he did, but it returned to that area. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. He was there for about 10 minutes and then returned to his Pullman residence. About 9:30, the state's evidence will show, evidence taken from the defendant's phone, that he took a selfie of himself on his phone in what appears to be the bathroom of his Pullman apartment with a thumbs up. The defendant's phone then went to the Lewiston-Clarkston Valley, approximately 30 miles south of Moscow and Pullman. And the defendant is actually seen with his car at various businesses down there. This area is the confluence of the Clearwater River and the Snake River. Lewiston is Idaho's seaport. Large bodies of moving water down there. In addition to tracing the defendant's activities, as I've just outlined, on the 13th and leading up to the 13th, the state's evidence will show that following Sunday, November 13th, 2022, business records show that the defendant began searching for a K-bar knife and a K-bar knife sheath, as the state believes, to replace the one that was left at the scene of the murders. The evidence also will suggest that there were at least attempts by the defendant to delete or alter his purchase history on Amazon, where all these transactions had occurred. Later that week, the state's evidence will show that Mr. Kohberger went to what we would call DMV, motor vehicle licensing here in Idaho, in Pullman, to change his car registration from Pennsylvania to Washington. That's of note because Pennsylvania cars do not require a front license plate. The vehicles seen on the surveillance cameras of the defendant's car showed it didn't have a front license plate on it. At the time of the traffic stop by Deputy Duke in August, it was Pennsylvania plate, no front license plate. Mr. Kohberger proceeded to finish his semester of studies at Washington State University and returned to Pennsylvania for the holidays. Law enforcement at this point were aware of Mr. Kohberger, had been accessing information about him, were trying to find him. They located him in Pennsylvania, and they conducted what's called a trash pull. During the nighttime hours, agents of the FBI, who assisted immensely with this case, working with the sanitation department back in this neighborhood in Pennsylvania, took trash that had been set out on the street for collection, sent the contents of that from the Pennsylvania residence of the defendant's parents to the Idaho State Forensic Laboratory, where the lab experts there were able to identify DNA on a Q-tip as coming from the father of the person whose DNA was found on the knife sheath that was next to Madison Mogen's body in the bed. Subsequently, an arrest warrant was issued here in Idaho, and a search warrant was issued in the state of Pennsylvania with the assistance not only of the FBI, but the Pennsylvania State Police. Mr. Kohberger was arrested at his parents' home to return to Idaho. Upon his return to Idaho, a DNA sample was taken from him, and it matched the DNA found on the knife sheath next to Maddie's body at the crime scene. I can tell the court, and the public, the weapon itself, the knife, has not yet been recovered. I can tell the court that the defendant's apartment in Pullman was searched, as well as his office. Spartan would be a kind characterization. There was virtually nothing there. Nothing of evidentiary value was found. And of course, we are now talking 6-8 weeks after the time of the killings. In Pennsylvania, the defendant's car was seized, and it was actually pretty much disassembled internally. And it also had been cleaned. There was a bucket of cleaner right beside it. I think we can all look to our own cars, you know, in those compartments in the doors. We try to keep them clean where you put stuff. There's always some degree of crud in there. They were spotless. The defendant's car had been meticulously cleaned inside. And the state would present to the jury that that was part of the defendant's plan in covering up this. The defendant has studied crime. In fact, he did a detailed paper on crime scene processing when he was working on his pre-doctorate degrees, and he had that knowledge and skill. So, Your Honor, at the end, the state submits that the evidence that I've given just a quick overview of, and that to present in court would consume weeks, which the state is prepared to do and has been prepared to do, would show that as the defendant has just admitted and pleaded guilty on November 13th, 2022, excuse me, Mr. Kohberger entered the residence at 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho. He did that with the intent to kill. We will not represent that he intended to commit all of the murders that he did that night, but we know that that is what resulted, and that he then killed intentionally, willfully, deliberately, with premeditation, and with malice forethought, Maddie Mogen, Kaylee Gonzalez, Ethan Chapin, and Santa Cruz. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, based on the state's proffer and importantly, based upon defendant's explicit admission to committing these crimes, the court finds there is a factual basis. Therefore, with respect to count 1, burglary, felony, how do you plead, Mr. Kohberger, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
As to count 2, murder in the first degree, as it relates to the murder of Madison Mogen, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
As to count 3, as it relates to murder in the first degree for the murder of Kaylee Gonzalez, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
As to count 4, the first degree murder of Xana Kernodle, a human being, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
As to count 5, the first degree murder of Ethan Chapin, a human being, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Right. The court will find that the defendant understands the nature of the charges and each offense and the possible consequences to him of his guilty plea. Court finds that there is a factual basis for the plea and that finds the defendant believes the plea to be in his best interest. I find that the plea was given freely, voluntarily, and was intelligently made. I accept the plea. I direct that it be entered. I'll continue the matter for sentencing in this case. I think it was mentioned on the call Monday afternoon, the defense wishes to waive a pretrial investigation. Is that accurate?
Yes, Your Honor.
The state also?
Yes, Your Honor, the state does not believe pre-sentence investigation is needed, given the evidence that is available. We want to, though, make sure that all of the victims have the opportunity to make statements to the court at sentencing.
Absolutely. And certainly both the state and the defense may present whatever sentencing memorandum and other documents you wish me to consider. The victims will be given an opportunity to provide the statements that they wish to at sentencing. Do we need more than one full day for sentencing?
I do not believe so, Your Honor. Obviously, we have numerous victims, and we have victims who share unique perspectives on this, and we want to make sure that they all have time to express their feelings to the court. But I believe that if we can start perhaps 8:30 or so in the morning, that we should be able to complete it all in one day.
Defense agree with that in terms of the time frame?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So as it happens, we have some time reserved in this case in July and August. The week of July 22nd is available. I don't know if that's too soon for the parties or the next week, the week of August 4 is available. Any preference?
Your Honor, we're prepared as soon as the court wants to schedule it.
The state, I believe, would be prepared on the 22nd. We've told the victims' families that we're looking at approximately those dates.
All right. So because of the plan to bring in so many jurors to fill out questionnaires, I had ordered that no other trials could take place in this courthouse the week of July 22nd. And so we will use that in terms of the sentencing date because of what I'm sure will be the significant interest of the media and the public and the logistics that will be required to make that happen. Without trials going, it'll be a lot easier to do that. So let's pick that week. Why don't we pick July 23rd with the idea that if for some reason we don't finish, we could continue into the 24th. We'll start at 9 in the morning. Does that give your team enough time, Sandra? 9 in the morning? All right. Any concerns with that date?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
No, sir.
All right. Any reason why I should not rescind the non-dissemination order at this time?
You're right. I think that given the history of this case, it would be best if that remained in place through sentencing. So we have time to make sure there's the ability to completely answer questions. That would be the state's preference and recommendation.
We'd have no objection for the order to remain in place through
All right.
sentencing.
I will, at this point, the idea to keep it until sentencing, which time it would be withdrawn in order to give the parties the space and time to prepare to meet what I'm sure will be the deluge of media requests. That's at least my preliminary decision at this point. We can always revisit if it seems to be, for some reason, I should. That said, obviously, I don't think the defendant, a bond was ever set for the defendant. Were it would be revoked. The prior order allowing him to come in civilian clothes is revoked, given his plea and no longer the presumption of innocence. And in fact, now the actual conviction for the crimes. He will continue to be held at the jail pending sentencing. Is there anything else today?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
I assume that the trial date will be vacated
trial
and those
is-
4 jurors will be released.
The trial will be vacated and I'm sure that the jury commissioner will get word to those that receive their summons that they won't be required to attend. So
Thank you, Your Honor.
that said, again, if you would all please wait for the parties and the victims' families and others to leave the courtroom before you do, I would appreciate it. And with that, we're adjourned. All right, please.
Wow. I'm not even sure what to think right now. Yeah, and there it is, Kane. I just want to cry. I don't know who I feel
55
so
days
bad
away from the
for.
opening
What's going on,
statements
Tricia?
in the Idaho quadruple murder trial. And if you thought things couldn't look any worse for Bryan Kohberger with, the DNA and the cell phone data and the surveillance video and an
Okay. I don't know where she's at right now. Can I don't know how to present myself on the screen either. Sorry. But I don't know. What do we think, Kane? You're the only one I see in chat right now. I mean, my gut's always been he did it. And, I kept it to myself. I listened because innocent until proven guilty, right? So I tried to stick with that, and I really did. But I really, really, really believed there was somebody else involved. I just never, I don't know, I just never took it that he could do this himself. Look at him. I mean, look at him compared to Ethan. But I think poor Ethan, I don't think he woke up. I think him and Maddie were asleep. I think he went in and then got Maddie. They were sleeping, got her gone, got Kaylee. Yeah, danger zone. Definitely going to need some time to sort all this out. Are they going to make them tell us? Like, it didn't seem like they were going to do that. It just seemed like they were going to, just, there it is. But I don't know. It just kind of seemed like they're going to make them maybe say the basic stuff, but I don't think they're going to make them get into any more detail than what we just heard Bill kind of do. I mean, did he say sheath and knife at that one point that was left on the bed? Or did I mishear sheath for a knife? But I don't know, guys. This definitely has me all sorts of weird today. I don't know who to feel worse for. I don't know. My heart breaks for them kids. Like, why? What did they do? They didn't do anything wrong. They were kids. They were college kids. They were kids. Tell me they're adults, whatever, but they were kids. They were in college. They were enjoying life. What the fuck did they do to get this? And why? Why'd you drive from PA to Idaho to do this? Now I'm starting to wonder about the Dana Smithers and other cases. Because if he could do this and fool most of us all this time, I don't know. I'm just rambling, guys. I don't know where Trisha went. She just leaves us, I guess. Normal Trisha. I don't know. I'm going to ask her where she's at. But yeah, I guess we all got a little bit of time to let this sink in and try to, get it around our head. And yeah, what is it, July 23rd? I guess we'll hear the sentencing and get to hear the family speak. And I don't know. What can we look at? Is there anything out there we want to watch? We want to go just sink this in for a minute. I mean, he just so casually admits, yeah. That's just what my heart breaks for the family that was sitting, right there behind him. To hear the judge to say my child's name and him say it just so nonchalantly, yeah, yes. Like, I'm sorry, my ass would have been going over
Hang on, y'all. I'll stop that. Sorry.
But I was in.
I was on the phone with the post office because they have lost my mail or something. Whatever was an informed delivery, I did not get, and I have to have it because it's one of the pin things for YouTube, and it's just stupid.
I don't know.
It's called The Story of My Life, Christy. The Story of My Life. And I don't understand what's going on with this. I mean, the only thing I can think is, if he's going to plead to it, he had to something. Because if I have to think of it any other way, then I might lose my mind. So,
yep.
I mean, I don't think he did it by himself.
No.
I don't know what.
But I want to know what they actually had on them. By what?
Because the shit he just said was lies. They were asleep, and Xana's TikTok, all of that shit was
All I
lies.
heard say was that his DNA was on the knife.
Yeah, and it's touch DNA. What about the blood DNA that was on the fucking knife?
But they don't even have the knife no more.
No, they don't have the knife at all. They had the knife sheath. It wasn't a knife. It was the fucking
Okay.
thing that supposedly the knife was in. Yeah, I know. Jeannie's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And it was touch DNA, and there was blood DNA on it that they didn't test, along with blood DNA from whoever on the rail that they didn't test. But Bill Thompson just stood up there and lied about Xana being awake on TikTok and DoorDash. All of that was fucking in documents. They were asleep. All this shit. He just stood up there and lied under oath. I mean, he did. Sorry.
Whew.
So are they going to ask Bryan? I won't listen to me. And I mean, I guess I don't deserve any of this because it's not my kids, but I'm just saying, I want to know, okay, tell me how you did this by yourself. I mean, not detailed. I want to know how you took on Ethan and Xana at the same time. I really need to know how the fuck you did this. Because
I don't get. They said that they were spontaneously done at the same time.
What the fuck ever? I cannot.
How is that? Like when
the fuck? So I cannot. I cannot.
I mean, how Bill made me sound like he got Xana, got in there.
How did he do that, man? What?
And I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. I mean, was
how does Bill Thompson know? I mean, what the? I cannot. I didn't even want to hear that man talk. At least it went Ashley Jennings. I'm still getting a shirt made, and now I'm definitely getting made with all their fucking stupid faces on it. That says conspiracy to commit murder, and they should all be in front of a firing squad or behind fucking bars.
Yeah.
Even if Bryan did do it or had something to do with it, they still are fucking liars. And Bill's up there acting like he had all this evidence. No, there wasn't no more motherfucking evidence. And what the fuck did he plead for? I'm fucking confused. He pled because the Amazon thing.
That's what only. Yeah.
There's no more evidence. This is fun. I'm confused. I just wish
I don't get it. What
the car is bullshit.
Yep. And
the fucking cell tower is bullshit.
Yep.
So exactly what I said. What did the judge didn't say, has anybody threatened your family?
No, he didn't.
Y'all see his family's not there. They want to make, like they don't care. No. Why ain't they there? Why they're not saying that? Which I understand why they're not saying nothing, but I don't. Something is.
Oh yeah, Meg. I know. I see that.
He called Xana fucking Chapin. Did y'all not hear that shit? Yeah. He didn't even fucking say her last name right. Fuck him. I cannot. I'm done. Yeah. I can't. These people are fucking idiots. He needs his ass whooped for that right there. He needs his ass whooped. I would just do it. Just take me to jail. I'm telling you, I would have punched a motherfucker in his face. He don't even know their fucking name, man. They don't give a fuck about them kids. They don't give a fuck about them kids. And I'm mad.
Meg says
that's so fucking disgusting. That is fucking disgusting.
Oh.
Xana's last name is not fucking Oh my God. I've like lost it when he did that. You dumb, stupid motherfucker. That's sorry. I hope y'all tell the kids close their ears. That's not her name. And Judge Hippler talking about he's done forwarded shit to the cops for somebody asking you a fucking question, you moron.
Yeah, Meg, I
First of all,
watched
I'm going to
that.
jail because I'm telling y'all, I'm calling Bill Thompson and saying, hey, you dumb fuck. I'm writing him a letter. I don't give a fuck. Get mad. You dumb
Hey,
fucker. That's
I-
not
I-
her last name.
I like how the judge started it out about the direct calls and that to him because Lana got the number off of Steve last night and was calling the judge on one of her lives. I didn't get to watch it. I don't know if she did or not. And so when he first started out talking about that was about that people were calling him directly trying to get him to not take this plea. I thought that was funny.
I need some.
Yes,
But
yes, Megan.
see it.
She needs it.
Well, I mean, Xana's family. Sorry, I'm talking over you, Chrissy. It was Xana's family there. Man, if they better be. I can't even talk.
I don't know. Meg said that Brian's family was there. I don't know. I couldn't see the back. I'll have to wait to rewatch it and then zoom in and see, but I couldn't see who was back there. But yeah, Steve walked the family in, but then he came back out. He wouldn't go in. And I don't blame him because the moment that they would have said my child's name and he said he did it like he said it, like it was like no big, yeah. I think my body, I'd have been coming over them freaking people trying to get my hands on him. I would have had a hard time being in there. I had a hard time listening to it, let alone being in there. I could not imagine being a parent sitting there and hearing that.
And that, I mean, the way he did, I don't know. Like he looked nervous to me. Myself looked like she was about to cry. I don't understand why they would even let him. It's almost like he was like I don't know. I'm not going to say he didn't. He just didn't do it by himself, and I don't give a shit what anybody says. The other issue is the moment that stupid, fat, fucking old ass needs to fucking go somewhere the fuck else besides me having to look at him. Said Xana's fucking that is the most. They are so fucking. I swear to God. Oh my God. See, I could not. I would be in jail, but I bet you before I went to jail, I'd punch his ugly ass in the face.
Yeah,
he don't give a fuck about them.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You see Meg's comment. Remember what I told you earlier? And you said the channeling. Yeah, you said the channeling thing. Everything is not what it seems. Allegedly, that is all I will say.
Yeah, I'm just like, that is like, I was in tears when he said her life, and he didn't even change it. The motherfucker didn't say sorry. I just cannot. I'm sorry. That is, thank God I don't live in Idaho. I can't, if I was her family, they held it together better than me because, honey, I mean, and it's fine that it's not about it being Ethan's last name. Like, there's nothing like, but they weren't married, but that's not her last name. My point is not that. My point is that he don't even fucking know. He don't know anything about these victims. We know more about them than he does. Mm-hmm. We know more about them than he does. He don't give a fuck. I can't stand. I don't like any of them motherfuckers. And Ashley Jennings, my eyes twitching, and she was just looking. And she needs to be in jail because she fucking lied under oath. Oh my God.
Breathe. In your nose, out your mouth. I don't know. I just don't even know what to think. We've been going at this for almost 3 years now. Why now? Why we even do the PA hearing?
Why with no other evidence except the shit we know they have? What?
And Bill even said, we don't have anything that puts him at the house. We have him in the area. Bill said that. When he was talking about the cell phone stuff. Yep. When he talked about his cell phone stuff, he said we have them within the area, but not in the house. Then what the fuck do you have?
Nothing. So why did he plea?
I don't know.
I want Bryan to tell me. This is, and like I said, I wish I could ask him. Okay, you know what? Not detail. I just want you to tell me why you in a house you don't know. How did you not trip over there? What the fuck? This is no, because he probably couldn't do it. Bryan, tell me. I would be asking I don't know. I guess you can't do that in court. Tell me where the stairs are. Tell me where the, like, what
Yeah.
the fuck is actually.
I want
Tell me how you did it by yourself.
Yeah, I want detail for every one of them, but I really don't. But I want detail for every one of them from his own mouth, so we know it was him. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I want you to tell me
just
why
wanna
you did
hear
this.
it.
Because if you start
Yes.
saying that you were jealous of them or something, that's a lie. So next, what the fuck?
and that means Maddie was the target because he went straight to her room. Why Maddie?
I don't think. I think Bill
now?
Thompson is wrong about that. I think he did Xana first. I do.
Yeah, Meg. Yeah. Yeah, the state literally does not have no evidence. And where's the 30 days now? Because the sentencing hearing's on the 23rd. That ain't 30 days. I thought once he put this in, he had 30 days. Or am I
They might
wrong?
have did it where he didn't. There's two different ways they can do it. One of them, he cannot go back and whatever. Kane was reading about it yesterday. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Or I have no idea. Cannot remember what they're called. But I mean, I don't. I want to know why he. It doesn't matter. It's none of my business technically, but I'm going to tell y'all now.
Yeah.
I want to be able to talk to him. I want him to look. Why did you plea if they don't have this evidence? Even if you was like, that's all the evidence they have. And I don't mean these kids don't deserve justice, but they're not getting fucking justice. And that fucking prosecutor. Oh my God.
No.
I cannot go to Idaho. I can never go to Idaho. Never go to Idaho. But I'll write these people a letter because as long as I don't threaten them, I don't give a shit. And I'm not going to Idaho anyway. And I'm telling their asses now. Bill Thompson's a piece of shit for doing that. How long has it been? How fucking long has it been? You've been saying these kids' last name? No, because you ain't been saying it, you stupid motherfucker. Oh my God. I don't like that man. I don't like none of them. They're all a piece of shit.
I just kind of try to think of what is the plan behind this? Is she going to wait till sentencing to then say, oop, never mind. Now we got our extra time and we can come up with this. And then maybe the state will stop, digging because they think we're giving in. Like, I don't know.
Whose DNA is that? I want to know whose fucking DNA that is.
Yep. Yeah, we all should know.
Did you hear Bill say that the blood was of Maddie and Kaylee? You dumb motherfucker. No, it wasn't. It was unidentified. Guess what? It wouldn't be unidentified if it was fucking Kaylee or Maddie's. What a fucking liar. He lied under oath too. He should go to jail too.
Yep. Won't allow that to happen, Christy. I won't. I'd put money on it. And Taylor, they were all the same. What did I say? Fleur won't allow that to happen. What did I say?
Christy, what did I say when there's no evidence except what the fuck they had? What did I tell you before we did this? I said, now it's going to be some shit. I said, I can believe he did it. I'll go with it. They got something else. If they only have the shit that they had,
yep.
What is actually going on? And did he threaten the man's family?
I just don't there makes no sense that you are looking at what he's looking at, and you just heard the state say what they had, which is nothing. Why would you not risk going to trial?
Why have we been doing this for this long?
Yeah, and go to trial. Get it thrown out. It would get thrown out. The state has messed up enough times that he could get this. You know what I mean? Like, and appeal it and do this. So I don't get it. Yes, danger zone. So many questions. I've scratched my head raw. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know what to think right now.
And before we have people coming in here saying, well, Brian's guilty. You know what? The man said he was. So what the fuck am I going to say he's not for? You know what I mean? If he's dumb enough to say he did it and he didn't do it, then I don't know what to say to him. Okay. But yeah, I mean, you got to lay in that bed. But did he do it because he's scared that he'll get the death penalty and it's going to do something to his mama? Like, I have all these questions. Like,
I mean, like,
we've come this far. She was fighting it. I want to talk to Ann Taylor too. I want to talk to anybody to fucking answer me.
Yeah, something happened for this to come out right now, and they said that it was Bryan who went to them asking for it. So what happened for that? That's what I want to know. I want to know what come out recently. Was it somebody in PA? Did they say something? Was it you know, what was recent docs, or how about all the body cam with Molly coming out and that lately? Did it have something to do with that? Did they realize that they do have a witness to him being there?
I mean, did they find Brent Kopacker's DNA on the fucking thing? Because they would have to tell Ann Taylor. You know, I mean, Ann Taylor's got it. She's gonna. So is that what? Because he knows they're never gonna mention him, and I know people don't think it's true, but look, okay, something's got to give. Brent Kopacker's phone is so weird. It is so weird the way that happened. His phone being reset. And I mean, they did, I think, in my opinion, they went in and took him out. But like, why would they reset his phone? There's a reason for all that. And he knew Xana. He was on Facebook with Xana's dad and Xana talking to him.
Hey, like I said, way back in the beginning, it was said it was Brian and Brett in the upper parking lot. Brett grabbed Brian's knife, went in, did the crap. Brian, I don't know, he took too long, so he took off out of there, and I forget how it went. But I've always wondered that, is it Brian or is it Brett who did it? But Brian, he's not here no more, so Brian has to take the rap for it. Is that why they killed him? Because they thought it was him? You know, like, so many questions, but I really do think that Molly has a good part in this, with the Molly cam coming out and them realizing that they have a witness to him being there.
Even though she don't make no sense, and I don't think that she saw him. I mean, maybe she did. Maybe she did. Fuck, I don't know.
She probably did. And if he was staring at the house, maybe it again goes back to that post that I'm talking about, where they said that Brent was in there and Brian was freaking out. So he was going around. He left him there because he didn't know what was going on, but he could hear things. So he got out of there. That could have been her seeing him drive by.
I don't think the AB has anything to do with this, because the kids have never been to jail. Brian's never been to prison, and you don't get in that club unless you have been. So I don't think that they have a whole lot. I mean, they could be in parts in the group, in the trafficking, I think that was going on or whatever, but I don't think it's a direct contact connection with them. But you know, there's some people high up that play in this game too. There's something that some of those cops know. It's weird as shit. All this is not, I don't believe in coincidences anyways, but this is just too many damn coincidences. This is ridiculous. Brian could be guilty, but he's not the only one. And there's more to the story. Brian did not go in there because he was jealous. That is so stupid. If that was the case, all of them would be gone. Dylan and Bethany would be gone too, because that's just the way that would work. That is not. Bethany was pretty. Why wouldn't he be jealous of her? I mean, I shouldn't say Dylan's not. I just have an issue. I've had an issue ever since the beginning with that picture, the way she's looking at Kaylee, and just anyway, I just have my issue with Dylan. But she's not ugly. But the thing is, why are they still alive? Anybody you tell this to, well, why are they still alive? Like that. Listen, I'm going to be a thorn in their side probably, because I'm going to aggravate them. I hope they quit their job because of me. They think this is over. They sit over there, just Josh, whatever the hell his Illuminati name is. He thinks he's hot shit, and I think he's ugly. Just so I hope he knows he's ugly. UGLY, ugly.
Tonka, I have I don't know if you were here at the beginning or you were listening. It seems like Moscow likes to send certain files that I can't get. I had support in my laptop all morning downloading stuff, trying to figure out how to get this file. And I most of their files will come through, but right now there's 3 different ones that I can't get to come through, and one is Banfield.
Because they didn't want them to come through. And Brian, my ex-brother-in-law, is a part of that AB.
Yep.
That parent snitch thing, like he said, they could get to them. They weren't going after the kids. That's not how that works. And plus, they wouldn't have been fucking with Xana's mama, because they don't fuck with women like that. And also, she had never been to prison. So there's that.
Meg, if you can, I mean, I got to look, I can't remember which one, because I did put in a bunch of requests again. But like I said, I'm having a hard time. Like they've been real weird this last week with, I don't know, like they're not wanting to give stuff up to me and that. And they're like, I got a message earlier that they want me to call them. So, and they've never asked me to call them. So I got a call, and I think that one was on a knife incident, or I can't remember which one it might be for, but they've been weird. But if you can request it and see. Like I said, anything we can get from that area, that anything is good. But I have a bunch that's out there right now that hopefully I can still get that are coming in. I just don't know why they keep throwing that one kind of file in, because it keeps coming up a corrupt file. And we got
because
it.
they're corrupt.
Yeah, they got it to load, but then there's like no video to it. But then they gave me the last 20 minutes of the body cam. That's it. 20 minutes when they give the last kid his ticket, say goodbye, have a good night, then they turn around, walk over, and get in the car. I mean, it's clear as can be, way clearer than what we've seen out there so far. But that's all they would give me, is that part of it. The rest of the file I cannot get. And the other officer, I can't get his either. I need to get out of this case because something is way wrong. Yes. And
Christy, we also need to call Washington, and find out how much so I'll go ahead and pay for it or whatever. Bethany, I won't where they pulled her over.
That's one of the ones.
She got a DUI.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I'm in the process of back and forth with them on. And Tonka, the one, let me look here. I got tablets and tablets of these stupid things. But the knife attack that I went for an unconscious person on Mountain View. Knife attack. I'm looking. Heather's the one that threw the knife attack at me. September of 2022, 9/12/22. There was an incident at the steam plant in the student rec center with a person with a knife, black clothes, black cap, mountain bike, and all that. And I think that's the one they're emailing me about, that they have well over 3 hours of footage, and anything over 2 hours, then they start charging you because they got to get the footage. And then she said she has like an hour of editing, which, like I told Trisha, makes no sense, because when they send me a file, they send me one that's not edited it and one that is edited. Why, I don't know. But I think that's the one they want me to call about, because there's so much info that she said it would cost me in total about $60 to get all of it, that they would charge me $32 at first, and then she would add up, the rest of her hours and everything, and she suspected it would be another $30 to finish that one out. But I'm trying because there's something wrong in that town.
Christy, are they done with court? If not, put the link back so I can go to it, because I don't even know what the hell's going on.
You're done. What do you mean put the link back?
For the court, the hell's bells, they're YouTube.
That's what you had up there.
I know that's what come on after the court thing went to do whatever the hell it did.
Yeah, they were done.
Oh, I thought they said they were are they done?
Yeah. He said they'd be back July 23rd.
Oh, well.
You can
So
go
nobody's going to ask him what, oh my God. Didn't he write something though? Didn't they say he wrote something? What the hell did they say? Because I was pissed off, so I couldn't.
I'm trying to look.
Not after Bill Thompson couldn't say Xana's last name correctly. I was pitching a fit, so.
I have, you said what, a suspicious incident after the Sigma. I don't know. I have an unconscious person that I put in for on Mountain View Road. Delta Police and EMS was there. But I don't have the date wrote down. I have the time, but I don't have the date wrote down on that one for some reason. So, and there was a domestic on Taylor. I could get so much more, but the police log report thing is what I need, because I need certain numbers to do it. And I don't know. I'm having a major laptop crisis that I'm about ready to freak. I'd rather just go back to my phone. It was easier, but I can't get all these files on my phone. So I don't know. I keep saying I wish I could let somebody get into my laptop and fix it for me because I don't know what I'm doing. But I will look at the date on that, Meg, and see. I don't think it's the one for afterwards. I think this suspicious person was before. I also have a suspicious person on White Avenue. And I think that one was on November 13th. So
Can you do you have all the
yes,
body cam from where
was
they
gonna-
call, like the calls to the 112 house for the noise complaints?
I have 3 that they gave
I
me.
wonder how many there were, or if we can even find out.
I have one for August 16th, which is Matt, which is weird because it's 7:30 in the evening. And then Cindy, she put in 2, but they were on the same night. The first one was her complaint. The second one was her driving around spying on the house to say how many people were there and everything. But I don't know if we can get that or not. Yes, there was Meg shots on the 13th. I do remember that, but I think that's one of the ones I can't get a case number for. A case number or a police, every activity log has like a 22-M something from Moscow. If I have them at that number and the date, I can get it. But
I wonder if we can FOIA Brent tobacco stuff. I'm sure we can't.
I think didn't Lana just pull the body cam or something from that? Didn't she just play that?
Yeah, she did from the woman, but I didn't know that was a FOIA thing, or I didn't know what
Yeah,
that
Big
was.
Mikey. No, she just did a body cam for something, but yeah, I think we can now. I think we can get Brett's stuff now. I'll have to go try to find his incident report. But yeah, the police log, Meg's right. I'll go back and I know there's stuff that should be there and they're not. So actually what I do, and this is shout out to Bubbly Waters. I love her stuff. She cracks me up. I do. But I'll go back to her stuff that she put out like way back in the beginning. She was into filming the police logs and that. And that's how I'm finding stuff. So if you got time, if you go back to Bubbly's old stuff, you can get a lot of stuff that way. If you try to go on the website and get it, yeah, good luck. A lot of that's gone.
I wonder if Hitler was trying to keep us from wanting was he trying to scare us into not wanting them to release stuff? Because I'm not scared. I don't give a fuck if you turn it over to the security guard, Jesus, or who you turn it over to.
Yeah. Meg, I did screenshot everything, and then when my phone broke, I couldn't do it no more, and I was so mad because I had to, and then I ended up, because I was trying to save the phone, I had to delete a bunch of stuff because I ran out of space because I got tired of paying all this money for extra space, and I deleted things I shouldn't have deleted of. Yes, the threatening email one is Meg. Yes. Do you have an incident date on that one? Because we can put it in. And did you say that you tried and they gave you a problem? Let me go back here.
Well, I hope that Ramsland goes and interviews him because I want to know what she really thinks. Like, from what she said, she just thought he was normal. You know, she's a woman. He was not disrespectful to her because, you know, he would just pick her to not be disrespectful to anyway. But I just want to know, I think Bryan will let her do it.
Yeah, of course you can get it, Meg. I'm sure you can find it. But thank you if you could. But yeah, any incident, the ends one, if you deem it, you know, if you're on Discord or whatever, hit me up that way. I can walk you through how to do it, or you can give it to me and I can request it. However, I'll do it. They're on first name basis with me right now. So it's like, okay, there's Amber and I can't think of the other name. I speak with Amber the most, but they're pretty nice in Pullman or in Moscow, but Pullman, they're way nicer and they're way easier to get stuff from. You can send them a few things, and as long as you have a date and a time, they'll get it to you. You ask Moscow, and they're very picky with what do you want, what exactly cam, what exact officer. Like they're
They're
hard.
hiding shit. They gotta figure out. No
Like I
report taken.
I mean, it was pretty funny when the AI, which, you know, obviously it was an AI bot helping me today because of how they were talking. It was kind of funny because they even made the comment in there because they could see it. And they're like, well, Moscow hiding files or something like that, they called it. And I kind of chuckled at it because it was like they were trying to tell me too that this is a little weird because why am I getting, send me 5 files and I get 3 of them, but then I can't get 2 of them. It's weird.
Well, I'm going to aggravate the bar office in Idaho, whatever they call them. I can't remember. There's a name for it. The lawyer people, their bar stuff. Because Ashley Jennings is a fucking liar, and she just thinks she got out of everything. I hope she didn't, because I hope that she gets in trouble. Because I'm going to email that bitch and say, "Ha, I did it." Yep. Hi, Amy. I didn't see you. Sorry, I missed you. Yeah, I don't know. This is just crazy. Yeah, I kind of agree with Tonka's comment. And explain to me the white car that's not on their budget, that is not set up as a fucking undercover police car, and they're not dressed up like police, but they're literally stopping kids, because you can go undercover, but you can't fucking act like the police like they are without somebody. Well, I think they did have one officer maybe in a uniform, but they weren't even on duty. I'm confused. No, I'm not confused. I don't want to think about why that was going on. No. I had to get a pop. I wanted to crack a beer, but I'm not a drinker. But this is making me want to drink. Damn it. I don't think there's anything strong enough. I don't think they make a drug or fucking alcohol strong enough. I mean, I would not go to Idaho if fucking the world was on fire. I would just go ahead and go out on fire. Like, I would not pass through that motherfucker for nothing. I do not. Yeah, danger. Derek shook on Christmas morning. Yeah, I would love to, when this is done, I hope they release the body cams. I really do, of November 3rd. Well, they should undo everything. He's done pled guilty, so what are they hiding now? What the fuck? If they don't undo everything, now what the fuck are y'all hiding? So yeah, but how long did it take for Delphi? I mean, I don't even know if you can get that. It didn't take them too long. But that judge didn't even give a shit. Like, she was just doing shit. That woman just didn't. The fuck you is what she said. I'm gonna do it the way I want to, and I dare y'all to do something to me. That's what that old woman said. Yeah. I didn't really follow that case, but I seen a little bit of it. I mean, I was stuck on this one the whole time. Like, I didn't get into really watching the Murdochs. I was into that one, and that one is the one that taught me how your phone can go, they can tell whether it's sideways, this way, and I'm like, oh my God. I mean, that man is guilty. Like, and he's a fucking moron. He got up there and told on himself. Like, that's one of those cases where, and he had a good judge. Like, that man was really nice and respectful. But Judge Hippler, I've never heard him not mumble. He was all hippity hoppity, wasn't he, today? This is some weird ass shit. And then he's threatened. I mean, if he got threatening emails or something, that's fine. But it's like, I felt like he's like trying to keep people from. I'm not scared to call and ask because, I know they don't understand what fucking rights are, but there's a reason America is America, and I don't have to threaten you to call and ask you what I need to ask you. Yeah. Amy has a good point there, but yeah, I'm gonna have to sit here and think about. Yeah, but who works at the Attorney General's office? Anybody worth a shit, or just more Illuminati fucking whatever? Yeah. Satanists. Because there's somebody that's high up that don't. I'm just, this is. Yeah. And it's fine. I mean, the man said he was guilty, so he did something. He didn't do it alone, though. He didn't take Xana and Ethan out at the same time. That's.
I don't know what the fuck we just watched. I'm not sure. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I've always had that feeling that yes, he was there. Yes, Brian's part of this. He has that look. To me, he has these eyes that I could take one way or I could take the other. One way was it's a look of a psychopath, and the other way I'm like, no, he just looks really sad, you know. But in the end, he just sat there and said he did all of this. I mean, I know people say that and they don't actually do it, but why now? What came out?
They didn't have nothing else, unless they're just not saying what else they have, which would be fucking stupid because I don't know. I mean, it's not like I don't even try with these people. I don't know.
Exactly. There is no evidence there. He confessed and he just, by doing that, just ruined everything. You know what I mean? Like he admitted to it. So how are you going to go take that back now? You can't. And that's what the judge said. Once you say this and you say it's done, you admit to it. Like he can't change that. So I just want him to explain, like, did he want to be Ted Bundy? Is that why? Did he just want to be a serial
Or this is all planned and something's going to happen? Like this is the plan, because Sloan did say that there was a plan for him to take the rap for this. You know what I mean? And I don't freaking remember the rest of it, but I mean, look at P. Diddy.
Yeah.
He's still going to go to prison probably, but I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I see that, Amy. I think of that too. Like if I put myself in his shoes and I'm sitting there and I know I can either take a plea and I can just guarantee that my home is in the county prison the rest of my life for what I did, or I can take a chance to go to a jury and get what? No more than what you're going to get by taking your plea. So why not take the chance? At this point in this case, why not take a chance? The state has
I think his family being threatened.
He was there. The state has to prove he was there. And Thompson just said, we don't have that he was in that house. So why the fuck did he do this?
Unless he did, unless he was involved
Exactly,
in the or
here.
Even if he wasn't, even if he was Brent's ride, like Brent's not here. So what else can happen? You know what I mean? Like you can't holler Brent's name because they're not going to let you. So if that is the case, then.
I mean, Jeff, I agree with you. I mean, I'm not going to take a plea and go to all this if I didn't do it. And I'm not saying, come on, Jeff, I've always said that I thought he was part of this. I mean, I might have, run with the crowd that didn't think he did it, but that didn't mean I went everywhere. You all know that. I stuck with everybody. I always had the question that he did this. But at this point, if he did, obviously he did, he admits to it. Wouldn't you still take that chance? I mean,
because I don't have any evidence.
The only thing, because you ain't got enough evidence, you see that, but there's something that I think we're not being told. And I think this does stem down to his mother and her letter about the death penalty. And I'm wondering if he knew what was going to happen. And for his mother's sake, he didn't want that death penalty, and they wouldn't take that away. He tried. They wouldn't take it away. So did he just say, okay, I give up. I can't do that to my mom. I've already done this. So, you know what? Right, true crime. I say he has 30 days, but we go on the 23rd. That's not 30 days.
Because I think they did the one where he don't have 30 days though, because there's two different ones.
Yes.
I don't think that they did the one where he has 30 days. I think that this was a end all. I mean, you do this is end all see all if the judge agreed with it.
I don't think he got 30 days. I don't think he got the 30 days because he is who requested this. If the state would have requested this and presented it to him, he would have 30 days to decide. But I
And
think
this is how you know the state didn't have anything, because if BK come to them, Bill Thompson and them took that shit like that without even contacting the parents first. So he's like, yep, let's do this. And they said they wouldn't take a plea deal. Y'all remember that? Oh, they wouldn't take one. You fucking know like hell they didn't have enough evidence because his ass jumped on it. And most of the parents are pissed off because he did not. He told them afterwards, I think. But it's not like, hey, do y'all have any say so in this? It's we're doing this.
yeah.
And the thing is, the parents may never know what happened. That's why Steve's mad too. What happened to their kid or why? Why
I
this
don't
happened?
know why. And how did he beat the hell out of Kaylee like he did? Excuse me. God, please. Rest in peace, Kaylee. And
How did he do that to Ethan and Xana together with Ethan being 6'4" and Xana fighting that way? And Ethan's not little. And Bryan Kohberger took both of them on at the same time because he's a fucking super ninja in 8 fucking minutes. Get the fuck out of here.
I think, honestly, I think you're thinking too far into it. I really think Ethan was majorly drunk and out of it. Xana was up. She was hungry. She got her food. She was in the kitchen, come out, seen Bryan. He chased her back, stabbed her, went over, right across Ethan. One thing can eliminate that, how they explained it on the neck. He's done. Go back and finish the other one. Because she's still fighting. And I think, and then once she went, I think he sat down because he was exhausted. And what did he put in Ethan's legs? We never heard anything about that. You know, Bill said he went in, did that, but he never said anything about him sitting down or carving in legs or nothing like that.
And how did he get out of the house by himself without dragging blood? And I'll just say, y'all,
I think,
Christy, let me not say that because you're telling BLOD everywhere. By himself, he did this after he fought these people in 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 2 minutes, 4 minutes. The time's wrong anyways.
Without getting a mark. He took a selfie hours later. Where's the marking? How did he get nothing on him? You're telling me Xana fought to the point of almost losing her fingers and didn't leave a mark on him?
And he fought both of them at the same time. A 6'5", 6'4" dude that's not fucking little at all. He's bigger than Bryan. Okay. And he did this by himself, y'all, because he's Superman, right?
Yeah. That's the only part I can't get. I just don't.
In 7 or 8 minutes is what they have the timeline to.
See, exactly true. And I think your other dude is the deceased one. And I think the deceased person, I don't even like to say his name. I think we all know who I'm talking about, same initials. I think that person was involved. And I think he was the main person they were looking at. And I think that's why he is no longer here. And after that is when the other 3-letter word told them, nope, this is your guy because this is your driver. And
because they had to have somebody, because they couldn't let Brent be got into this because he had to be whatever, and they had to take him out. And the thing is Brent knew Xana. I wish I would have. I'm going to go back and see if I can find that. But he literally was on Facebook. It was Xana's, one of her gymnastic pictures, and he was talking to, like, commenting on the damn picture, and her dad and Brent were conversating, and Xana said something to him, and he said something back to her. So I don't care what anybody says. I know what I saw. They weren't just talking like, hey, I don't know. No, that's not how they were talking. Brent knew Xana. And I think they might have got their party stuff, and it's fine, they're college kids, from him sometime. And I think that Brent owed somebody a fucking favor, and I think that they were talking about things that they probably didn't know they didn't need to talk about, maybe, because whatever. A lot of it had to do with that. But I don't think Maddie was first. I think Xana was first. And this has nothing to do with me disrespecting Brent. I'm thankful for his service. I'm sad that our government did not take care of his mental, so he had to medicate in whatever way to try to deal with his mental. And
Yes.
I think Brent was like forced into, I don't think Brent just said, yep, I'll go do this. I don't think that's what happened. I think Brent he told him he was scared that people were after him. And y'all, I saw on YouTube, and I didn't relate the two at the time when this happened with Brent. He was upstairs on that damn balcony screaming, they're trying to set something about the kids and them trying to set me up or say I did something or whatever. And the way he was acting is like, it's like in his mind, that's what happened because somebody basically, it was him or them. I mean, and that's really, and I know people think that's crazy, but it's not if you look into these worlds, the way these people live. So it's not. The University of Idaho, all of this stuff, look, if y'all don't think the club that P. Diddy's in is related to the same damn club that these fraternities and all that are, y'all don't read enough because it's not just one thing that says that. You can look, it's all related. You do this, you blackmail somebody so you can get your way, you use money to get your way, you do this. That's what the club they get in. That's why some of the parents want their kids in that club because they're set. Because, that's just how that works. I don't, and Emma Bailey I don't know what she had, the thing is with her and that dude, her boyfriend, whatever he is now, that was a whole different state, I think, and count that they got released from. So
yeah, that
I'm
was
not
Washington.
Sure. Where were they at, Christy?
Washington, I believe.
It wasn't Pullman though, was it?
No, I don't think it was in Pullman, no.
So I don't understand how that would not work with Emma and Demetrius, getting out of there because they, whatever with Idaho. I mean, usually it doesn't work that way because I don't think they could prove that they gave that guy a hot shot is what I don't think they could prove. And that's why, because I don't think they wanted to arrest them when they arrested them. I think it was still gathering evidence. And if you can't prove it, the prosecution is going to drop it. But Emma Bailey, I think, had to do with that OnlyFans. Do y'all know what she did as entertain, supposedly parties and stuff? Well, I think that's what that OnlyFans stuff was. And I think they got the girls involved. You know what I mean? I think that's all kind of linked, and I don't really know the whole story behind it. But I'm sure they were told they were going to be some type of models. You know what I mean? I'm sure that's how they're approached. Almost positive. So, that shit gets dangerous because people are making hella money off of that. And they don't want it to go away. And Maddie was wanting to go, she had other plans and Kaylee was moving. And I mean, it's just, that's
the only thing that made me always think it was Kaylee was the point that why that weekend. I know it was the ending and kids were leaving and everything else, but in all reality, if Kaylee didn't come back, Maddie wasn't even going to be there that weekend. I mean, would any of this even occurred? Why that weekend? Why the 13th? I think we should pull all the work all of us have done, put it together into a folder, and then send it to our, attorney generals. I'm starting to think that too. I don't know. I think he's taking the blame.
I think it's set up for him to take the blame. I think that it's been set up for him to take the blame. And I believe that 100%. I don't care what anybody tells me. There's no more other evidence. The only thing that my mind, and I'm not saying everybody has to think this, but my dumbass brain, the only thing it can logically think without me combusting or exploding and going senile is that this shit is like Sloan Bella said, and it's been planned. I don't know if this is a distraction from what the hell ever is going on, wherever it's at, because we don't ever know the truth. If you think the news tells you the truth, I'm sorry. That's why I don't own a TV. There's not a TV in my house, period. I'm good. But I don't know what this was, but I honestly believe that it was set up and Bryan Kohberger was going to do this the whole time. This was the plan. This was, for whatever reason, I don't have all the details in my head. That's the only thing that can make sense, and I have to make sense of stuff. I can't. Anybody that knows me, God forbid, knows Trisha has to understand something, because if I don't understand it, I have to understand it. I have to understand it. If I don't understand something, it's hell on everybody till I understand it. It's just better for me to understand it.
Yeah, yeah. True crime. We do have a lot of stuff. We really should be doing something, because I don't know. I mean, I was panicking all morning. My hairs were standing up. My gut, I was sick. I kept gagging. I kept saying, why am I gagging? You know, it was driving me nuts. But I don't do that for the hearings, but my gut was telling me something is not right about this today. And I mean, like I said, he did it. He admitted it. Okay, he was there, but I'm telling you, I'm really starting to wonder if the other person, because they are no longer with us, he has to do this because he's the only person left. Somebody has to pay.
Yeah,
for it,
and
right?
there's somebody higher up that he has to protect that they can't know about, that we're not going to know about because of their position, and they don't get their hands fucking dirty. I mean, there's no way this is just a look. Dylan and Bethany are still alive. Okay. If this was one of those, they wouldn't be alive. And I don't care who you are. If you think about that,
yeah,
you don't leave witnesses like that if you're just a psycho killer. Okay, you just don't. I mean, look what he just did. What was one more? I mean, he may not have known Bethany was there if he was a psycho. Okay, but he saw Dylan. You know what I mean? So yeah, you don't just leave somebody like that.
I get that. True crime. I mean, I get that. Like, I understand. I that's what I say. You know, people take it because they're scared and they're looking at death. But in all reality, even if he does get the death penalty, what? It's going to be 20, 30 years from now before that happens. Then he has time to get more evidence or appeal. And to me, it just.
And by the time he's supposed to get death penalty, they probably done took it out of Idaho. I mean, for real.
Yeah.
Also, I don't look. You don't fight this long. They don't have. They have nothing that connects and makes logical sense.
No.
All the things that they said they had, half of that shit is lies. Because when it's in a document, Dylan and Bethany were not asleep. They were not fucking asleep. Xana was not on TikTok or ordering DoorDash whenever Bill Thompson just read out that she was. That's a motherfucking lie that was on the PCA. So all of that shit he just read. That's why I was mad. I'm not. BK said, Bryan Kohberger said he did it. I mean, he's a damn fool if he don't have nothing to do with it admitting it. There ain't no way. Because they don't have any DNA. They have touch DNA. What the fuck does that mean? What about the blood that Bill Thompson tried to say, oh, that blood was Maddie and Kaylee's? No, bitch, it was unknown. They know Maddie and Kaylee's blood type, their stuff. It was unknown. That's not Bryan's or Ethan's or Xana's or Dylan's or Bethany's or nobody in the house. So whose DNA is that? So we're just going to not know? Because, see, I'm not going to shut up about it. I don't care. I'm going to aggravate. People probably can't even help. But unknown DNA in a crime scene is who does that? Where they do that at? Just saying, why do you think the house is gone? Huh. Hello? Anybody that thinks that's not why, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I'm not the smartest by any means. I mean, they needed that house gone really bad. The university paid $1 million for that house. Bank is a game. I mean, they paid for that house. Gift hell. It was a gift so they could get rid of the damn thing. There's too much. Yep. And that damn president, if he don't wig y'all out, and if my kid called a fucking president of a college daddy anything, I'd be under the jail. I'd be in prison.
Yeah, me too.
I'd admit guilt because never mind. I can't even say it, but that's disgusting. That is fucking nasty. I refuse. I wish I've never called no guy my dad and he's dead. That is fucking nasty. And why would you do that? Like, it is publicly known. That's not weird to parents. I'm confused about today's time. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It does feel like they have nothing. They don't have anything. I mean, Bill read what they had, and it was nothing more than what we've already known, which is not enough to put somebody away for life. I just don't think it is. I don't. Whether he did it, I mean, obviously he did. He said he did, whatever. But I don't, I just don't understand common sense. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not in that position. But why not keep going? Why stop now? That's why I said something came out. Molly, I don't know. Maybe they never knew about Molly and putting out the body cams of her and that, and her saying that she parked beside him. She dropped the DoorDash off at the back door. So maybe she didn't pull out front. Maybe she did go around back and he was parked there.
You know what? She's been going crazy ever since this. Let me not say nothing because I don't know that girl. I'm just going to say this. We've been told there was a girl involved, and I don't know that she knows these people, but she's been losing her motherfucking mind since this has happened. And she's putting him there, but who ordered that DoorDash? And have we verified? Can anybody even verify that she was, quote unquote, really the DoorDash driver? Because the only people we know that from is the prosecution, like, and they've said all kind of shit. So,
yep, yeah, the Smalls. I'm with you. Brian's going away for life, and Diddy might go home. Like, I mean, I don't think he will, but there's a chance.
Well, they said Diddy would get prison time. He's gonna get, like, I think they said 20. He's gonna get prison time.
20. Yeah, it was 20 years that we watched. But yeah, Dean.
And I think that judge will give him prison time, and is not because he is a danger. But the thing is, they had to do it that way because guess what? Just like in Idaho, there's other people involved. Jay-Z, Beyonce, probably Adam Sandler, all these people that everybody just worships. They all have sex with little children, and they like it. And if you don't like me saying that, sorry. It's the truth. It's disgusting.
Yep. He did. He lied. I mean, he lied because we seen, like you said, we see the documents that say different than what Bill said today. Molly and Jimmy have a past in it. Oh shit. Sorry. Who is it? Oh, California's calling me. Good God. Now I feel like Meg. I had weird ass numbers calling me the last couple days. But yeah, Hollywood weirdos. Yeah, definitely. Now 36 months or some bullshit. Oh, now that's what they're saying. 36 months for Diddy? Oh my. Yes, Bill and Molly are friends. She made sure she told that, didn't she? Why? Because she's the CI of the town? Yeah, I think so.
And I know a lot of people want to quit true crime, but this pisses me off to a point that I refuse. I watch things happen that are right, like with Karen Reed, with Sandra Birchmore. Y'all, I'm not the reason, and I will never say I'm the reason, but I literally called the fucking, listen to me. Y'all can go to the people's Facebook, Massachusetts police say the shit I said to them on their comments. I didn't care. I called the federal, I don't know. I called all kind of people every day, 2 and 3 times a day, because if not, what was going to happen? Because she's gone, her baby's gone, and she ain't got no family really. Once they couldn't sue, they weren't doing a whole lot. I don't know if they knew what to do. I'm not going to judge that. I'm just saying there were people that called every day, and that's why I won't give up. Because guess what? I'm in this world alone too, and if I died, somebody decided to do that to me, it may never get solved. Except now I do this, and Christy would go solve it, and Jenny over here who's cussing me because I didn't say her name. I'm just saying. So as soon as I heard that man had a fucking emoji quote thing that said he wanted to KILL someone that nobody gave a fuck about, I took personal offense to that because I've been told that before. And the dude I was with, his whole family would have fucking just buried me and never told nobody. So I take offense to that. And I meant that I was not stopping because that girl deserved, like, that's sick shit. So I'm not going to quit this because I'm nobody, but I'm going to fight for what's right. And that girl deserves for somebody to fucking stand up and say, he is nasty as shit and messed her head up. Like I've told y'all before, she had to leave her location on. He abused her. She couldn't go find another boyfriend. Somebody said she got pregnant on purpose. She needed to get it. Shut the, you know what? No, he had mentally abused her since she was a child. So even though maybe she really didn't know no better because she thought the man loved because he's a sick fuck. That's what. And if y'all read the documents, I have a live on it. I did a whole live on it, crying and everything because I literally was sick. And I didn't do anything. If I could have saved her life, I would have done something. That man literally planned to do that shit on that door. Like, oh my God, I want 5 minutes with him and a baseball bat. That's what
I guess Joel's just posted that Payne is no longer working for the police department and will be working for the university after this.
What?
Yep.
Wait, say that again.
Payne is no longer working for the police and will be working for the university after all of this.
Oh, well, that's not fucking shocking. Especially since they told me the short fucker didn't even work there when I don't really think he's been working there. I think that he has not been working there because when I called, like, they were like, he is no longer here. But when he went to court, he said he was still there. And I think that's been a lie. Oh, God. Moscow's a fucking lie.
And
That's
Bill's
all there is to it.
retiring. And
They should shut the town down and start over again.
Yep. That's crazy. Crazy. Like I said, I don't know at this point. What are we supposed to think? He says he did it. I just don't. This means the state never proves that. It's all about the money. Hitler said the state would have had to prove it, and they didn't prove it. I agree. I was reading Bubbly's post, and I agree. This means
Bill should have been fake crying when he said Zano's last name was fucking Ethan's last name. That's when he should have been crying. He don't give a fuck. He didn't even correct himself. I'm mad about that. I'm going to stay mad about that. I'm writing a letter to everybody, even people that don't give a shit. I'm writing it to them anyway. That's so disrespectful. I wanted to fight.
Yeah, his little fake cry when he tried to say that. Yeah, it's like, okay, Bill, come on. Get real. But, I still think back to, Hitler saying, like, the state has to prove you're there. And the state looks at him and Bill says, but, we have cell phone records, but we can't put them right at the house. Then what do we have? Oh, my God, that drives me insane. Then what do we have that puts him inside that house? I guess the thought of speck or whatever of DNA that was on the sheath, but that could put any one of us in that house. It doesn't mean he was actually there. I just don't get why he just laid down and gave up. Feels really off. State had nothing. Maybe they lied about their evidence against him. Yeah. I know who killed you. I agree with you. Something is off, and it's been off all morning, and I don't freak out over this, and I freaked out all freaking morning that something is not right about this. And like I said, and I'll be the first to say, I really did think he was involved in this, and I always have. But I have always felt that there is more to this story than just some random stranger going and no connection to them and just randomly going and doing it. I can't.
I told you, I'm convinced that this was the plan the whole time. Like, that he agreed for whatever fucking reason to admit to this. Even Slombella's like,
yep,
he's going to do some jail time, but no matter what they say, he's going to end up getting out because this is the fucking plan. The plan is this, and it's to cover up the other people. So is justice served? No, even if he had something to do with it, he's not the only one. And this is what I've been bitching about the whole time. No, it's not. No. We just had a prosecutor that is supposed to be working for these victims that don't even fucking know their last name, nor did he correct himself, nor did he apologize. What? Yes. That is the rudest shit. And I'm writing an email. I don't care. Judge Hitler, get mad and send it to your bodyguard, send it to Jesus, send it to whoever you want to. Go tell it on the mountain. It's not a threatening letter. I just want you to know how fucking disrespectful that was.
Yep. Yeah, I've always felt that too. If he was part of this, then he didn't do it alone. There's more to this story, way more to this story. I mean, what are we hearing on Linda Lane and them then? I question Linda Lane's videos all the time because I know that they're overlaid. There's definitely overlay on them. But what is the audio that they're overlaying and why? Why? Because they're trying to cover up something else. What? Yeah, like there's just so many questions to things that we have seen, but we're not getting answers for. And
how is Ethan and Dana at a fucking frat party, but nobody can verify they were? That makes no sense.
no, nope. And there was a fight, and there was like, oh, I don't know. What were all the cops doing at the university before this even happened? They were there, and they were there investigating. What were they?
Can we FOIA Molly's husband's stuff?
Yeah.
We need to do that.
Yes, we can. I'm writing it down. I put in one for. I'm waiting for one. There was just one. Like it was in 2025 that they have a infraction against them. They're being evicted. They're evicted a lot by what I have found. Where's it at? But I did put in, I think it's Gloria versus Molly and her husband. I do have that one in, but that was like recent. Like I said, it was a 25 date this year. So it just recently happened. But I can go back and see what we can find on old James Mack and see what kind of record he has.
And see why he got, like, if we can, like, about when he got shot or whatever, like, what was that? Was that
Right
just somebody random just didn't know? Like, does anybody know what happened?
Yeah.
It's just all.
Yeah. This comment right here. This is what I just said to you earlier. He did it because of mom. I thought it's mom. He because of mom and how she feels about that DP. I really think that has a big thing to do with why he did this.
And y'all think about it. She's thinking of her son going in front of a firing squad, and she's watched this world take him down. So in her mind, there's no way. And so that may have had something to do with it. I mean, it could have, because he's not like if he's any kind of a man, he does not want to go out and leave his mama like, who the fuck? And also, people are making me really mad about, because his family don't have a comment, they're jumping on them. Y'all, I don't give a fuck whether Bryan did this or not. His mama didn't. And his mama is hurt right now. And it's not his mama's fault. And that is fucking awful. I feel awful for his family right now. What if they can afford to get there? All these news people talking about like they just don't care about him. What if they're being threatened and it's a danger for them to get there? How about that? Because the judge asked, was Bryan in danger or being threatened? He didn't say, is somebody threatening your family, Bryan? Yeah, that just wasn't said.
Truex, I have a list of Molly's addresses. When I have the police report for her pullover in Pullman, that the videos and that I posted, I have the full police report, her charges, the paper she signed. It even tells me like whoever requested the video and everything else, but it lists, I want to say there's like six or seven different addresses. Her main one was it Garfield or Guardian? I think it was Garfield Road was the main one that she uses, but there are other ones. She has address in Moscow and she has address in Pullman. Yep. Yeah, that's what I feel for. I feel for his mom, and I was thinking that too. I said it to Trisha earlier. I said, you remember his mom wrote and put in the local newspaper or whatever it was, a big article about the death penalty, Garfield Street. That's it. And I really think that's a lot of why he did this is for his mom's sake, because I mean, come on, he's already destroyed her. I mean, and
also, I don't think he wanted them having to come testify, because I think he was worried about what they might go through in Idaho. And I think that they're telling Bryan, maybe they're not threatening his parents directly, but I think somebody's telling Bryan. I think there's more to this.
East Street. I have to write that down. East Street's Jimmy's address. Okay. I'll look. See what I can find. like I said, I don't know. I mean, maybe it was the mom, maybe it was Molly coming out, maybe they never knew about Molly. Maybe that coming out made them realize that somebody did see him parked there, and they know, that's putting him there. So why fight anything? If you got a witness that's going to say, yeah, I seen him in his car at that house at 4 a.m. And that's pretty much what she's saying. So there's your witness. You know what I mean? What are you going to fight on that? The jury's going to hear that. She's going to stand up and say, yeah, I seen that guy right there in his car at the house. I was dropping off DoorDash and he was sitting in his car staring at it. You know what I mean?
Or they could know each other, and there may be a witness saying that they've hung out. If they did DRUGS together, y'all, anything, and that could be another thing too. Bryan knows that he knows that girl, and so then when that comes out, then that's supposed to be his friend. Well, why would she just? I mean, we can go many different ways with that.
She calls him by Bryan like he is a friend. Nobody.
Yeah, I've always thought that. As soon as I saw her, I said she knows him. There's something she knows.
Bryan. She doesn't say the defendant, the unaliver, the nothing. She says Bryan like it was her best friend. Okay, Lost Trails. I'm writing it down. Lost Trail.
And Ian said that black fucking SUV that I'm telling y'all that we see in that Linda Lane footage, that is the SUV. I don't know if it's black. It looked black to me, but it was dark. But that's the SUV he freaking describes.
Yep.
It's the sound and everything. It's the sound and everything. Yep. And he did that before we saw the Linda Lane footage with the fucking SUV, y'all. So.
I know who killed you. I noticed that too. All his other ones, he was, yep, answering yes pretty fast. That one, it did take him a second. Yep, I did notice that too. When they asked about being threatened, he paused. I don't know if he was waiting for the judge to say more first or not, but I did catch that too. Looks at Jimmy's place where he resides. I can't find it again though. A black Beamer on Google Map, huh? I'll have to check Google Map. Man, this is a full-time job, just so you know that. I've never in my life had to send out so many emails and talk to so many police departments in my life. Like, most people are scared to talk to police departments, and I'm like, come on, bitches, just give me my shit, please. You have to. It's public info.
Yeah, I'm not scared to call Moscow police, but I don't give a shit. Come get me. I'm in Alabama. Please come. I hate the University of Idaho, by the way. Fucking Brett Payne. You fucking, never mind. What is he doing at the University of, never fucking mind. You know what? He can't be a student. He ain't even fucking tall enough to be a second grader.
What did you tell me? Okay, 1124. 1124. Okay. Thank you, Dean. But yeah, I mean, Molly's credibility, yeah. There is, I mean, if it was a normal case out there, I don't think Molly would have even been considered a witness, because look at her. How could you take any of that credible? How can you take what Dylan?
Neither would Dylan, who said that she don't know if he was in reality or not.
Yep.
Or if who she saw had a face and she saw one floating fucking eyebrow.
Yep.
I'm mad about that. I needed to exhibit because I wanted to know how they was going. I wanted to see the remote control that they had the fucking floating eyebrow on, because that's the only thing I could think of. The fuck, so they gonna have. I mean, she didn't even know if it had a face. I mean, I cannot, y'all. That's not in Alabama. That would not be. I mean, I know it's Alabama, but that. And by the way, I don't think Alabama is a prejudiced state. Have y'all seen Idaho? You would think they was in the South. I was very confused. I was like, what?
Yeah. Thank you, J-Rod. And thank you for all you do too. I just, crazy. I mean, my FOIAs and my body cams were not to say, oh my God, he didn't do it, or oh my God, he did do it, or
J-Rod, no, justice is not spoken.
No. Yeah. I literally put them out to show everybody that I didn't edit them. I didn't do anything to them. I didn't blur them out. I did nothing. I downloaded them and I put them straight out to show to everybody the real version of it, because most of what we have seen has been blurred. It has been overlaid. It has been messed with. Everything. And I got Banfield. I got part of Banfield. And I know for a fact now, Banfield was messed with. Everything was messed with on that video, because what I got of it, and I'll post it later just so you can see the 20-second skit that I can download. The rest of it is showing up corrupt and I can't get Banfield. And it's weird. But I'll post, it's clear as can be. The car, and when they're sitting there talking to the 3 kids and giving them their fines and that, and everybody's like, oh my God, look who's in them bushes and there's stuff. I see none of that in this video. I see a bush. I see a car in front. I see a car behind it, a white car behind them. I see the dumpster where the kids ran by. It's all clear. Clear as
No, I
can
think
be.
this whole case has been messed with. I think this was, I think they were trying to fuck with all of our heads. I really do. I mean, the whole thing is, they just let this Pee Wee's Playhouse go on in court. I was waiting on somebody to break in and be like, this can't happen. I've never seen no shit. They lied in court documents. Ashley Jennings fucking lied under oath, and she's still a lawyer. I'm so confused.
Yep. Yeah, shout out to my mods. Any of our mods out there. Usually I'm the mod in everybody's chat, but it's so weird not to be. But thank you to my mods out there. Stormy and Swamp, and I don't know who else is here, but yes, definitely shoot out to them. But yeah, I don't know. When I got Banfield and I got the Ethan pullover video at the same time, I got that one just fine. And I don't get why I can't get these ones. And like I said, I've had Peck in my laptop all morning downloading stuff, trying to, get a file that would accept it, and nothing. It keeps coming up a corrupt file. And when I tell Moscow that, they tell me, I don't know, we send it all the same way. Well, obviously you don't. So, but Banfield, yeah, I'll post
Their
it.
corruption leaked out in their shit they sent you. That's what happened.
Yep.
They got so much of it, the shit leaks out, and they forget that the shit is leaking out everywhere.
True Crime X says we're rising stars. Yeah. I will say, and I will give it out as we're live, thank everybody so much. I never in my wildest dreams thought I would get even anywhere close to 1,000 subs, alone over, and still climbing. I'm like, on an average, I'm getting like anywhere from 50 to 100 subs per hour. That's awesome. Awesome. I am so happy. And it just makes me work harder at more videos and body cams. And I, like I said, if anybody has something that you want to see, get a hold of me. Let me know. I will.
Christy's going to be the new FOIA person. I'm going to write down the file stuff for her.
Yep.
And she's going to be the FOIA person, because I was like, it's better that way. That way we don't have 15 people trying to request it, because then people get mad and start wanting to charge.
Yep.
But I do think we need to get Molly's husbands, like whatever we can get. Like, I'm not trying to be nosy, but like, I'm not sure what happened with the background of that. And that's a horrible story, by the way. That's awful. And
Yeah.
I do think she has trauma from that, where that cop was fucking trying to tell her she needed to get over herself, basically. And I wanted to punch her in the face, because she knows trauma, she said. And that's another thing. That cop that worked at Pullman, and I'm sure she don't work there anymore, the one that Lana got she got a lawyer, because that when that stuff happened with Brent, like, that woman was so confused because they were lying about what happened. Half that shit didn't even happen. And she said that. That's how we know the truth too, because she's like, what? They even lied. They had the kid lie to her about his name even. So thank God she had the balls to do what was right. Ain't got a lawyer. So
I did jump over to you real quick and give you some support at the beginning. I don't know if you caught me or not, but we were live. But Trisha's like, who's talking? I'm like, that's AR. Sorry, I'm over in his chat. You know, being a mod, I have to go check on everybody first. But thank you for your support. I really, really appreciate it. And I would love to work with you too, AR. And thank everybody. I really do. You're all awesome. Awesome. And thank you for the birthday wish. I still got a couple a week, but it's the big 5-0. I really don't want to think of that one, but
It's okay. We're gonna have our party on the live. She just don't know it yet.
no, oh good grief. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm gonna sing happy birthday to her and everything.
There you go. But yeah, True Crime X has a real good
Love
channel.
you too, AR. And I did not come over there because
Yeah.
I had a mess going on here and I would have shut everything down on accident. I can't multitask like Christy.
Yeah, I need a computer because 2 is all right, but there's times where I got 3 chats going at the same time, and
Yeah, Christy, you need a computer with, or you need multiple screens. You can use your laptop. I'm gonna have to teach you how to.
I do split screen. So I used to run AR and like Kiki and whoever. I'd run both of them on my laptop, and then my phone would be the one like I'd be in your chat or whoever else's chat modding.
Well, I have a screen I can send you. I have 2 or 3 screens, so I'm going to send you one, and then I can tell you how to hook it up to your laptop, and you can have 2 screens. That's how I work, because that's how I work at my job, anyways. So if I don't have 2 screens, I can't function.
You turned 52, huh? Oh boy, they say what life begins at 50. I don't know. I don't know about that, but I'd like
Listen to me. My life better not begin at 50. It better be winding down, and I don't want to have to come back here either. If I have to come back here, I'm going to be mad as hell. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. Like, oh man, it's just beginning. I don't know. I've been through a lot. I don't know if I want to. No, I'm good. But
I used to be scared to die. Now I'm not. I'm scared I'll have to come back to this freaking place.
Okay, AR. What do you know? What time later? I'll keep an eye out for your post because I want to hear what you have to say too. Because
Me too.
I'm a little speechless right now. Like I said, I've always thought he was part of this crime. I didn't think he was alone. And
AR, they didn't have any other evidence. Why did he plead guilty? I hope you're going to explain this tonight and what you think, because I mean,
Bill stood up and gave what evidence we know. He did not throw out anything new. He didn't throw out anything. He even admits that they have cell phone tower, but it does not put him exactly at 1122. So what do they have? What do they have? Molly witness? That's the only thing I can come up with. Did they never realized Molly actually seen him. And I think Molly knows Bryan personally. And that's why she calls him by the name Bryan and not the perp, the unaliver, the monster, the anything. She calls him Bryan. That's weird. I wouldn't call the unaliver by his first name if I was, her. Unless I knew him. So I think that's weird. Something's off. Told you.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, she was worried about having to testify for that case. So that was another thing. I was like, I don't know. It's all weird to me. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm a dumbass sometimes. So maybe I'm just stupid and just don't understand the world. But it don't feel right.
True crime, right? Yeah, it's AT&T. That's what his phone is. Of course, it's going to go to an A&T tower, which is the tower that's by them.
Well, Bill Thompson said we can't prove that he was here. He hit a tower, but we can't prove he went nowhere near the 112 house. He wouldn't, whatever. I mean,
and did you
what Cyrene said? What and Taylor said that
Did you catch how Bill said that out? He said that we had it and it tried to connect a few times to the tower. He used the word try to connect.
Yeah, now he's using. I mean,
Mhm.
at this point, I literally think this was planned. If they don't have any other evidence, then I think that, I mean, I even think Brian was in on the plan. Got to be, because this is ridiculous. We've been doing this for how long? There, and now all of a sudden,
I just don't get it. Why bow? Why bow down now? And that's the only two things I can come up with is mom, and because of how she feels about the DP, and Molly. Them are the only two things I can come up with what made them change their mind, and the fact that Hitler would not. He wasn't budging. No matter what they asked for, he was not giving it to them. They knew they did not have a chance with Hitler. He was not going to let anything get by. He was not dropping the death penalty. He was not going to do all this stuff. So I think in all reality, Brian just felt defeated. So why keep going if you know the judge ain't going to give you no leeway? I don't know. I would. I mean, I personally would keep going because they ain't got nothing on you, buddy. Keep fighting. Why would you stop now? Take the chance in getting it thrown out or a mistrial or something.
Did y'all hear Bill Thompson make sure he tried to explain the unknown DNA like he's a dumbass that he is with, oh yeah, I can't remember how he said it, y'all, exactly, but oh yeah, Kaylee and Maddie's blood, that would not be unknown DNA, you stupid idiot. And you know that. Unknown DNA is unknown. It's not nobody. I mean, that kind of shit right there is like a slap, a laugh. I don't know how to explain it, but it is almost like sticking your tongue out at the families and telling them to go fuck themselves. I'm sorry. That's just the way I feel about that. These kids have been disrespected. And I'm not saying that Bryan Kohberger don't deserve to be where he's at. The man said he did it. I'm going to take him at his word. Shit, you said you did it. I mean, if you didn't do it, the hell, they couldn't pay me to admit to it. And that's what Sloan said when she was not reading. She said, I don't know why he would do this. She said, but he's agreeing to take the fall for it.
Yes, Meg.
So, yes, I'm still yelling because the man didn't even know Xana's last name. That's the problem. Yo, that's the people fighting for these kids. Who the fuck's fighting for these kids? We are. We are the ones that yell, that people say that we hate these kids. I have a shirt on. Christy has a shirt on. They're hanging on my wall. They're hanging on my wall.
Okay, I'll try to show you without showing my face.
I can make y'all think I'm real crazy.
I showed myself.
Yes. Those are the shirts I had. I made those because I wanted to it wasn't about Brian and I'm in love with Brian. What the fuck? No, okay. but justice is justice, and whoever did this, everybody who did this, anybody who knows needs to go to jail.
Yeah. That was the peep show. I had my shirt on, right? I gotta lift it up. Never mind. Now shut up. Y'all got a peep show.
I mean, I can't bring these kids back, so the only thing I can do is respect them, and they didn't just die for nothing. Like, really, This is not over, because I don't know if this is true justice. It's not over for me, and I said it wouldn't be, and I'll yell from the rooftops. If these kids are not here anymore, and these people want to take them out, and it was not I'm jealous of, like, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life with this case. There's something else wrong. I don't care what these kids were doing. I don't give a shit if they were doing cartwheels and having sex with everybody from here to Europe. You're not God. You don't get to say when they go nowhere. I don't care what they were doing. I don't care. That does not matter to me. What I do care about is they died in a nightmare, a fucking nightmare, fighting for their life. And it's like,
and you're not that little scrawny guy. Because
I'm not okay with Bill saying Xana's last name wrong. You've had this case for how long? It's so fucking important to you, you stupid idiot.
He did that in the beginning. In the beginning, he screwed up with, I think it was Kaylee's name. He's never gotten like a few times, but most of the time he screws up their name. This time he really screwed it up, but that's just, I don't know.
Do you know when he was talking about the victims, he couldn't even say anything like most prosecutions say. This motherfucker, listen to me. Brian could be guilty all day long. Them fucking people on the state side are just as fucking dirty and nasty as the cold-blooded murderers. And that's my opinion. And I believe it.
Meg says don't watch the recent News Nation clip. What, since the trial part, since we watched it, they've already done a clip
Thank you, Meg. You know me well because I see. I don't try to watch things that make me mad because I get so mad that
Oh, see,
I
I'm
can't.
already on my phone trying to find it.
Yeah, I have to tell people about it. I will call whoever because I mean, y'all.
I'm already on it. They're gross, she says. Yep. News Nation.
Who's
30
gross?
minutes.
Who's on
Oh
it?
my God! Look at that picture of Brian
Senior correspondent Bryan Kohberger, who
What
was the
picture?
that they
Oh,
use.
now I've got to go find it.
walk us through
It's
what you
just-
witnessed.
Watch. Listen.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot. It was emotional.
Oh,
from
the
time to
picture
time.
they have of
Outside,
Brian up close
they went
today.
outside
You
the
got to
door,
find this and play it.
just families walked by us.
It's him.
silent.
Oh.
You could see the pain in their faces as they went inside. We got inside. It was totally full.
Send me the link or put it in chat.
And Bryan Kohberger was brought in.
Well,
and
I'm gonna
just
send it
hear
to you in
him
Discord because
admit,
I'm on my phone.
to these crimes after
Okay, that's fine.
so long and him maintaining his innocence, what was just really striking. I mean, they went through each person that he murdered.
Christy, we don't even have to go through this. You could have played it. Hell, I forgot.
That he was
It's
guilty of. And,
No,
just
yeah, I
couldn't
could have
help
went and
but sit
found
there
it.
Thinking like, now that we're hearing this flat out, he's
All right, I'm on Discord.
is a monster.
Yeah, you wait till you see what the pictures are of him.
And the prosecutor even got
And they're
emotional.
calling him a
I didn't see the
monster.
prosecutor ever
I'm
get
gonna-
emotional in these hearings. I mean, he even choked up at one point.
Christy had to go to the doctor. She's going to have to share her medication from Pennsylvania with me. I'm just playing.
I had to get more anxiety medicine because of this case. I'm gonna shut it off so you can.
I
play
don't
it.
think there's enough anxiety pills for me with this
No.
case.
I even.
Thank you,
smoked
Meg.
it.
1 second, y'all.
She laughs at me because, yes, I smoke. I have my medical card for it because I have this 6 bulging discs in my back, and Trisha laughs at me about it. Oh, I'm like,
Well,
dude,
laugh.
I said this case drives me insane. I can't. The stress with this
I
case.
laugh
is-
because the last time I smoked, I put tea light candles on the napkin. Y'all, I was like 18. I don't do good with that stuff. It usually makes me have anxiety, but if not, I do stupid things like me and my friend put tea light candles on the napkin and the whole side of my wall is on fire. My cousin is screaming and we're laughing. So I probably should.
Oh yeah, I do that too. I'll do stupid stuff, but it's only thing that really does bring down my anxiety and it helps with the back pain. Because everything else they tried, pain pills just cover things up, and then it just causes problems. Because then they had me at a pain clinic, and pain clinics just pump you full of stuff. Meg's dropping the links too, but
I'm getting them. I have to copy or go to freaking YouTube because they act stupid. StreamYard. We're fixing to be using something else.
But no, it's the only thing that keeps me calm anymore. So this case I woke up on edge as I immediately got a hold of Trisha, like something is not right today. I have never felt this far off about the case this whole time. Like I've had my moments, but this time something just really threw me off. And
well, and the thing is, like, I can't never tell when she smoked. Yeah, I can't never tell because you would be able to tell if I did. Like, she's fine, but I would. Yeah.
Yes, your slip disc. Yes, I know what you're talking about. I have, I don't know. It's like L4, 5, 6. And I was in a car wreck in 2002. A drunk lady hit me head on. The only vehicle wreck I've ever been in. She literally put my motor on my lap. But when I seen her coming, I braced. And because I braced and she hit me from the front end, she like pushed my legs up into my back and it did all my discs straight up, like almost to the middle of my back. And it's constant pain, constant aching, but I can at least get it down to tolerable. But I refuse to have a surgery done. I'm like, nope, leave me alone.
Yeah, it's horrible. Like especially back surgery. Sometimes it makes it worse.
Everybody I know that's had it done is way. My cousin had to have the same problem done, and they put a plate in his back, and it's nothing ever since. He said he was in more pain after the surgeries than he ever was before them. Yep.
Yeah, arthritis, and most of the time when you have back surgery, it causes you to have arthritis. Like, it's crazy,
Yep.
but it does.
Now I get surgery this month it should be, because of the carpal tunnel and that. And I don't even like doing that. I already had it done once and now I got to do it again. And I'm like, I'm not going to keep doing this either, you know. But
I
that
have carpal tunnel from typing so much. Like, my fingers lock up. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, mine was like that, but now I've never known it. I didn't know that it could go into your shoulder. All of a sudden I started getting these pains in my shoulder. And I'm like, what is going on between my back pain and it's up now? My discs up in my neck area went out. And I'm like, oh my God, this is even as bad. I thought it was that because it's up in my neck. And they're like, nope, that's carpal tunnel. And I'm like, wow. So my left hand, I feel nothing. It's tingly, it's asleep, and it's the whole way up to my shoulder. And then I'll get these sharp pains that'll shoot across into my neck. Yeah, I give up. 50. Yeah,
man, I need some ballet video and pictures. I need to see those.
Oh yeah. Ballet. I didn't do ballet, but for 8 years I did Zumba and kickboxing because it was weird as it was. Like, I could handle that with my lower back, but then once my middle back and them 2 discs went, and then the 2 discs up in my neck went, I couldn't do them no more. And they said it could have possibly have been, to kickboxing.
And that come out wrong, Meg. I'm not making fun of you. I love to watch dancing like that. So I was not making fun of you. I really want to see.
Yes.
Cannot.
Yes.
I mean, you're beautiful. You know that. But I could see you doing like cheerleading, but ballet. I could even see you playing like girls football, but like ballet, that just like blew my mind. So
yeah. The neck pain, I can't. My neck is. They won't touch it. It's out of place. But because there's this lump back, nobody will touch my neck. So I just got to deal with it. And my neck is so far out, I can't tilt my head backwards. If I go backwards, my ears will get real clogged. I'll get pressure, and I'll eventually pass out if I do it long enough. It is weird. And they pretty much tell me that, it's in my head. They can't figure out why. So I'm going to a specialist on the 9th to see if he can figure out why. But I'm telling you, I turned 50 and I'm falling apart. Meg, I'm too girly girl. I play soccer for a bit, but that was about it. No football for you. I was track. I ran the fastest time and I jumped the highest in our track, and I held that record until I was in my late 20s. I was surprised.
Well,
yeah,
I didn't do track. I did dance stuff, but I didn't do track. Cheerleading got on my nerves because this girl, one of the girls, like talked like she was from California, and every time she did radio okay, I wanted to punch her in the throat. So I just didn't do it. And I was doing back handsprings until they wanted to spot me and drop me on my head, and then I've never been able to do it again because I had some kind of crazy fear. If they would, I was doing them by myself, so I don't know why they needed to spot me. But being dropped on your head, like when I don't think they knew what they were doing. And if you're doing them on your own, you don't need people to spot you. That was my first mistake. Yeah. But I could not make myself do it again. I was like terrified because that shit hurt. I thought I broke my neck. Like. Yeah, that was. Yeah. I couldn't do it. So
I like running.
You have to be able to do all that tumbling shit. So
yeah. I like the running part. That was I still go. Like, I started walking that again in the mornings, and I'm picking up now. I'm about to jog because my goal is to run it, not walk it, because I don't mind running it at all. But if I don't have the right shoes and and I can't do it real long because of my back. After I run for so long, my back, oh my God, it hurts. But I do.
Yeah, I was never into running. I was in my best shape in junior high, though, because we did this walk, run, mile thing every week. now I wish I just kept doing that because I mean, that was in the best shape of my life. Just from bending, even stretching, like you don't realize PE every day and then you get to high school and you don't do it. Like how much it actually.
I've always had extreme leg strength. That's why I like the kickboxing. I always had the lower strength, not the upper strength, because I like the running. I like the high jump. I liked all that. But then they would tell me to go do a pull up. Yeah, okay. I couldn't even pull myself up once.
Yeah, my legs were always strong, but I had weak ankle, like my ankle, ridiculous.
Yeah.
I fall all the time. Like I'm so clumsy. It doesn't, I mean, I always hurt myself, but we had to do ankle exercises for dance. I mean, we jumped bleachers, so, you know, we did all that. So we stayed in shape. But
before my dad passed away, he used to always make fun of me because he said I could get hurt sitting on the toilet taking a shit doing nothing.
Well, yeah,
and the funny thing is that's how I am. I could get hurt just sitting still doing nothing. I don't know what it is.
I've done it.
Yep. Oh, I have too. There's times where I'm like, what the hell?
And my buddy's like, anything that you think cannot be broke, I will bet people money you can break it. I was like, shut up.
Oh my God. 2 miles in over 12 minutes. Oh, yeah, I don't think I can do that one. No. I don't know if I'll even try for that one now at this age, but I'm just happy I can still run.
Well, I was a tomboy even in high school. I didn't hang out with girls because I thought they were dramatic and stupid and I didn't know why they acted that way. I mean, they're the girls like I hang out with now. Like Meg says she's a girly girl, but she does not act like the normal girly girl because I don't hang out with girls except y'all, you know.
Yeah,
that's
how I was.
Because I can't do the dramatic, like I'm dramatic, but I mean the like girl that I don't fucking know passes out, not really passing out to get a guy's attention or something and thinks because they touch her butt that they love her or something. I can't do all that gross shit. So I'm like, yeah. Okay.
Shut the fuck up because that's me.
Well, I'm sorry. We need to help your confidence because just because they touch your ass don't mean they
Really good to touch my ass.
they want you. And just because they do something with you don't mean they think you're pretty or that they
That
want
ain't what
you.
I'm saying.
I know that. I'm just saying. I tell all girls that though. Anyway, and girls are the same way. Girls are the same way. So
can we play this because I got to get off of here soon. I didn't realize it's going on 4 o'clock. Holy crap! I've done nothing today.
Well, we've been bitching. I'm just playing. Hang on.
I still got to call Moscow. Well, I'll wait till tomorrow, I think, for that one. I'm not in the mood to hear them. Yeah, I don't like the drama. That's why you will not see me. If you see a channel, I'm gone.
And Ashley,
you've
covered this from the beginning, and I would imagine, you are feeling a lot. Obviously, we know these victims' families are feeling a lot. We heard from Bill Thompson, the prosecuting attorney there, toward the end of his statement. He got choked up a bit. We know that this is ultimately what was wanted. Kohberger is now being held responsible. He is now pleading guilty, admitting guilt, admitting to taking the lives of these 4 young people. But we still don't know all of the details. We still don't know his motive. There is no why that has been answered.
I'll look at it, Meg.
And we may never get that, but Nicole Burley, as I live and breathe, I'm going to tell you that it is still breathtaking. No matter how many times I see this happen, it is still breathtaking.
Look at
to
that
hear
picture.
someone like this, and I'm going to say it for the first time on air, this sick and twisted murderer. This sick and twisted murderer. It's breathtaking to hear him confess. It's breathtaking to hear him say, yes. It's breathtaking to now know after 2.5 years of him saying, it isn't me, it's someone else. It's you. You are the sick and twisted murderer, Bryan Kohberger. Legally, we can say it because he said it. I just can't tell you, it just does not get old to see a dry hearing like this, where maybe we didn't get the motive or the details, but we now know that is the sick man that did this? Nicole, there's some other details that came out in this that I didn't know before. Perhaps I missed them, but can I go over these? Have you got a second?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I just want to mention to our viewers, we are taking a look. These are new photos just taken of Bryan Kohberger there in court. No expression, Ashley, not really showing any signs of emotion.
No. Well, he's had 2.5 years to process what he's done. Maybe he thought he could get away with it. Maybe he thought he was smarter than all of us. But he's had 2.5 years to realize this could have been the outcome, or maybe facing down 5 to 7 marksmen with a target over his heart in the shooting chamber. So a couple of things I just want to mention that I did not know before, and forgive me if the audience is watching and you knew it and I missed it, but we now know for sure that he drove that white Elantra up that side road beside the house and parked where I assumed he did, up high, and scrambled down the bank.
How do they know
into the
that?
backyard to the kitchen door, and that he used the kitchen door to enter, and that he went up to the 3rd floor, and that he killed Maddie and Kaylee first.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our news.
What did you do?
That's the end of it, isn't it?
I didn't think so, but maybe it is.
Hang on.
Yeah, it must be.
I want to know how Ashley Van, how do they know that? That is just built. What the fuck? I cannot. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's okay to be dramatic like some, but like, she's like, fuck, that's fake and over. I can't.
I don't like
people not just be real. Like, if you really felt that way about him, it's fine. That she has to make her. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I know I cuss. I know I get dramatic, but like, I literally, like, that's so fake. That's just stupid. She learned what new? What did you learn new, bitch? I'm confused. I don't know why folks act like that. And Jennifer Coffindoctor, thank God, whatever her last name is, blocked me on Twitter a long time ago, so I never see her, thank God. That was a blessing. Thank you, bitch, for blocking me. But anyway, FBI agent. FBI agents don't usually talk like she does because she sounds stupid as shit, by the way.
Yeah, please. I don't know why it's doing that either. For some reason, our comments are.
I made her an administrator, and ever since I did that, this is what it does. But we're fixing to start using something else because this damn StreamYard that they want to charge $50 a month for, that they ain't got their shit tweaked yet. It's just stupid.
Yeah. So yeah, anything I say something, it shows up on her. She says something, it shows up on mine. So you got to guess who it is.
I just blamed it on Idaho. I blamed it on their shenanigans. They probably done put a curse on the damn shit, trying to confuse y'all, make y'all think I don't fucking know. At this point, I'm making up anything that sounds right. That's what they do. Shit. Why can't we?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. Well, Christy, I didn't realize how late it was neither. Y'all, we get lost in these things, but we will we'll be live again
later, or we'll be over on AR because he's supposed to go live later too. So, but we'll figure it out. We'll be around. But again, thank you all. Thank you, mods. Thank you, everybody.
We are going to find other cases and start talking about them because there are other cases that are important too. But this case is not done to me because I still don't have a damn answer. So, that doesn't answer everything because he couldn't be the only one. He did not take Ethan and Xana on it. I can't even repeat that again. But you know what would Bill Thompson know because he don't even know Xana's fucking last name or anything about the victims.
Clearly. Bye, Cozy. Thank you for being here.
That's my bitch fest for today because they are being disrespected and I'm going to stand up.
Please, we're going to figure something out because we're all like that. What are we going to do with our spare time now, right?
There's plenty more people getting knocked off and there's crazy cases like the dad that took out his 3 daughters and there's all kind of stuff that they still don't have caught yet. So,
yeah, there you go. The Idaho 5 support group. And afraid of threats to his family. See, Heather, that's what we're all wondering ourselves.
Yeah, that's what I said. Because they asked him about threats to him, but is his family getting threatened? And that's what I said. They didn't ask him that.
And he paused on that one for a second. compared to the other ones. The other ones,
And Brian may have had something to do with this, but he didn't do it alone, and he didn't fight Xana. I didn't even hear Bill Thompson say that, thank God, because I'd have lost my shit too. Fight Xana and eat any. I cannot. They got jokes, and it's not even funny because there's nothing funny about it. So
no,
hopefully Bill Thompson is going to retire, or never mind.
He is. And obviously Payne's leaving and going to work for the university
I
now.
think he's been working for the fucking university. I think he's been working for the university.
Oh my God, Meg. Okay,
We all should. I mean, I think we all should. It's been Pee Wee's Playhouse. The fucking furniture's talking. I need therapy, and it's their fault. I don't even think I can get over this. I don't think there is any hope. They have fucking traumatized me.
I just hope that there is more. I just really do.
I would never want my niece, she lives in Idaho. Please don't let nothing happen to her. She lives in Homestead or whatever, so maybe it's a little different, but.
Yeah, Heather, Payne supposedly left LE and he's working for the university.
No, I think he's been left LE because when I called him 6 months ago, they told me he was not there.
No.
And he went on the site. The only thing that made me think he was still there was when he went to court. He said they asked him was he still whatever, but they lie like fuck on the stand anyway. So I don't believe shit they say on the stand because Ashley Jennings lied under oath and she's still a lawyer.
There's what you asked about earlier, Chief Fry.
A chief in Washington.
Yep.
Who's going to be the mayor? Somebody said somebody was going to be the mayor of some town.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like we're in Whoville. That's exactly. I feel like that's what I mean. I literally can imagine these motherfuckers looking like Cindy Lou. I mean, that's really what I do when I think about Moscow. This shit is wild. I cannot. I mean,
I like Plea's comment because it's so damn true. I'm laughing because every time Heather with her goddamn caps. Oh my. I don't know.
Did they say Bill Thompson was going to be the mayor? Somebody told y'all.
Yes, he is chief of police in Richland, Washington. Wow.
I mean, it's not like Santa can be Santa. He's too fucking evil. Kids are going to run from him, so he's got to get some kind of job, I guess.
Good Lord, Heather's propaganda. Where is she? Lucy.
Oh, Lucy Morningstar is very upset with Brian. I think she's been channeling him and trying to get him not to plead guilty, and she's pissed off at him right now.
And
she
wants to kick him in the
groin. So
she said she texted me this morning, but she wanted to beat him, and then it was I'm going to kick him in the groin. I'm like, okay.
That's what you told me. Anybody seen Twiz? Because he's probably devastated.
What is Dinky live? So maybe they were over at Dinky's or somewhere, but yeah, no Twiz, no Lucy. I don't know. Maybe she's deep into the files I sent her. I don't know. And then go to I don't know. Why did that happen? That's what I wondered too.
Well, if these motherfuckers can be sheriff and just go to the university, then I can be Queen Elizabeth or somebody. So shit. Come on.
That's right. I'm supposed to be modding at Dago's too, but I'll be there later. I got to figure out dinner and feed this kid that's been looking at me.
So Heather likes Dago more than she likes me. I see. See, I'm going to pitch fit. I'm just playing y'all. I'm not.
But, okay, Meg. Okay, you're not the first one that messaged me at 7 this morning to tell me this. And I won't say, yes, Lucy did. But what the fuck are you talking about?
That's the last thing I want to hear. In fact, if I ever hear that, I'm going to be in frozen shock phase because it's going to bring flashbacks to me, you know.
Heather did. Yes, Heather messaged me at 7 this morning to tell me something and has my brain going,
She messages me and tells me stuff that makes my brain hurt, so.
Yeah, Twiz thinks in code. Yeah. Oh, you had the same sources? Okay. Because if he's in the basement, I just want to come see him. I told Heather.
Well, no, Ray's coming out of hiding. I'm just going to go to his page. I got something to tell him. I am telling him that
Yeah.
he's got to come out of Lucy's basement. I'm gonna say you have to come out of Heather Fit. He don't know who Lucy Morningstar is because he's been hiding her hair.
Yeah.
You have to be released from Heather Fitzgerald's basement at once because hell no. With the Delphi, he swore he was coming. He was gonna be able to tell us something. Nope. I can't wait too much longer. Where the fuck is he at? I'm gonna have to then go fly to Arizona and go find the man. He gonna think I'm stalking his ass. Where the fuck y'all at? 'Cause
I did hear that, Meg. I did hear that Lana is going to have Cy on. So.
Well, I don't care who's gonna have Cy. I just need him to tell us something so that I can fucking not lose my brain.
Come on, Cy.
Because I'm
Come
losing it.
over here. Come visit us. I want to see you.
And he's got to talk about Delphi too. He's got all kind of shit. He might as well do a 12-hour live because I got questions. I'm gonna start writing them down now. He might as well be ready. I don't know what he's gonna do. I might have to mail them to him.
Yeah.
No, leave him in the basement so I can come ask him all the questions and he's got to answer them because he ain't got nowhere to go.
Have a good day, Danger Zone. Thank you for being here. I'm sure
Hey,
I'll see
Danger
you
Zone,
around or in Discord.
But
But
okay, y'all, we're getting off from here now. I'm done ranting, not really, but thank y'all for reminding me about Cyree. I'm going to his thing now and telling him that I'm gonna lose my brains. He's got to come out of wherever the fuck he's at.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love y'all, and we're going to
Yeah.
go. I'm going to Dago's in a minute, so I'll see people over there and whoever
I'll
else
be
is live.
there in
I
a
try to
minute.
support everybody at once.
I gotta shut this down and start cooking, and then I'll get on my phone and get into chat probably at Dago's. So, and we'll figure out later. Maybe we'll go live or go over to ARs. I don't know. But thank you
We'll
all.
do something. We can go to ARs tonight, and we can do a live tomorrow if you want to, because I really want to hear what AR has to say about this.
Yeah, I do too. But okay, Meg, thank you. Dean, thank you. Danger Zone, thank
I
you.
love y'all. Oh, thank you very much.
Yep. Have a good
and
one.
we'll see y'all probably. I'm sure we'll see y'all tonight in chats, but we'll see y'all. I'm sure tomorrow too.
Good night, please. I don't have to say good morning. I can say good evening to you now, huh?
I wonder. Hey, I have one question, Christy, or whoever, anybody. Do y'all think there's going to be more documents coming out now, or do you think there's any more to come out? Shouldn't there?
No,
I don't know.
it should. We should have another drop.
So did Bryan? I wonder if Bryan wrote a letter about what he did. Maybe that's what he did. That would be fine too. Can I see the fucking letter, please?
Yeah, yeah. Because I thought
I don't need detail. I don't need every detail. That's not what I want. Because I don't. That's. Mm-mm.
I thought when you
I
did
just want
this,
to know how he took on Ethan and Zana at the same time. I'm a little confused on that.
I thought he has to write a letter to the families, but maybe not. I might be just thinking of another thing, but I thought that in the end, when they do this, that they have to write.
I wouldn't want a letter from somebody that did I
No.
I don't know. I don't know what I would want. I
might be wrong, but okay. Let's get off here.
Okay.
And see you later. Love y'all. Bye.